Have you ever Googled yourself and were shocked to see your personal information exposed on one of those public listing sites? Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you, like where you live. Aura, the sponsor of this podcast, can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do so. Let Aura handle it for you. We spend a lot of money online. Majority of the listeners of this podcast spend a lot of money. Either it's on clothing or those rare sneakers that's hard to find, and sometimes that require us to go on websites that are overseas. I wish it was just that simple of just being able to put your information in, but they require a lot of your personal data in order to get that product to you, in order to process your payments, etc. It's never safe to assume that your data is safe where it's at. Always assume that somebody could be looking to use your data to benefit themselves. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats that you can't see. It's really easy to set up, so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. You get everything at one affordable price. It's really easy to set up. Trust me, guys. Aura gives you the understanding of what's going on behind the scenes. My wife is a realtor, and, she's seen it many times. You're ready to make that big purchase, in your life and further yourself, and you have no idea what's going on in the background with your data, your information. It's really heartbreaking sometimes when you're prepared to make that next step forward and you have no idea that somebody else is using your information to further their goals. You got to be in the know about this information, and Aura can help you out. Let Aura do the hard work keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. You can either let people continue to exploit and profit off your private information, or you can go to aura.com/sneakdiss to start a free 2-week trial. The link's in the description of the video and the links in the description below. Like I said, go to aura.com/sneakdiss, use it. It's a 2-week free trial. It's always good to be in the know, especially when it comes to your personal data. Good old days. Going to go get Wu-Tang Forever album. Oh my God, with the Sam Goody and Hilltop Mall. Oh my God. I was like, fam, we about to die over East Coast music.
I remember the Sam Goody days.
East Coast music. Lord have mercy. All right. Every camera seems to be on. All right. Y'all know what we talking about?
Nope.
General Gist. Fam, talk about sneakers is DEAD. All right. A cat messaged me and he goes, I don't understand why you acting like the pod is so hard or something like they said. Complex seems to be tough. Let me explain something to you about Complex. Complex got maybe 125 episodes. Maybe. I don't even know how much they got.
Wait. Go back. What was he saying?
He said, it's like I've been doing a lot of complaining about the podcast. Like, yo, sneakers, like, what are we supposed to talk about? Like, what is, whatever. And I said,
they have an entire writing staff that brings their topics to them.
and that's a very good point. And I said, fam, this is episode 339.
That's a lot.
He was like, yo, they were just talking about, he said, they were just talking about, a time when somebody had made fun of their sneakers or something like that. Because I don't listen to the podcast. I don't know. And God bless anybody who does. Like, you should. Like, it's a podcast. Who cares? And I said, buddy, we're on 300. The first majority half of their podcast was all interviews, Now they probably realize, okay, Ronnie Fogg's been up here 3 times. DJ Clark Clip been up here 5. They keep bringing those people. Now they're like, okay, we really ain't got nothing else to talk about with these cats, right? So it's like now they actually have to pod. They have to talk to each other. Yo, where did you camp? Fam, do you know how long ago we talked about this stuff?
Where did you camp?
Yeah, so then he was like, yeah, he sent me this clip and they were like talking about their sneaker villain story or something. I guess like when somebody made fun of their sneakers and they realized they need to step their game up or something like that. I don't know, buddy. We've done it all on this podcast. I would love to get back to doing weekly episodes of this podcast. I thought I was going to do them in the closet, pause, but buddy, I got things to do. Cortez, soccer is ramping up. Cortez at practice, oh my gosh, he's on it. All right. He's looking like he about to really show out this year, and I can't wait.
They started school already?
Started school yesterday. Yeah, so now they back in school. You know what I mean? Yesterday. So it's like, man.
You started school so damn early.
It's real. And then work today. Oh, you know what? I almost said it on camera. Woo, wait till I tell you about today. Huh? Unbelievable. You turn your head for 1 second at work, and you come back, somebody being investigated. You're like, how? How? Anyways, we're going to talk about episode 339. Tim, George, Greg, back in the building. Appreciate everybody who likes, subscribe, share this podcast. This is the Sneak This Podcast. Want to give a shout out to Ruby, being an awesome hostess in Oregon this past weekend. Was it this past weekend or the weekend before? I don't remember. Awesome. I know you had went, you know.
And she showed love, you know.
Fam, Ruby is, I mean, I've known Ruby for a really long time, a really, really good friend. And, you know, she took us around. Like, the whole Sunday we basically spent with her because we didn't plan that. But then it was like, sure, well, let's just keep all day. She took us to the airport. That's how, all day, you know. And, you know, she showed us around. You know, I used to live in Oregon and stuff like that, but I ain't been down there since I was young. You know what I mean? So it's been a minute since I've been there. But, she took us to, you know, a rooftop bar. You know, we went and had some coffee at a place. We had some Greek food. Let me tell you something. Portland, too, to me, Portland might be number one in food.
Hey, when we talked, I said, hey, dog, Portland food scene is straight. And people like, oh, Portland. I said, have you ever visited Portland? They was like, nah. I said, dog, the food scene on point.
The food scene.
And it's a variety.
Variety. And, like, even with the variety, it's such a variety, but, like, it's not like, oh, this restaurant was okay. They were all perfect.
Yeah.
We went to Jenkin. Did you say you went to Jenkin or no? Out there. Sushi place?
Nah, I didn't get sushi.
We went to Jenkin. You know your traditional spicy tuna roll? That spicy tuna roll out there? One of the best I've ever had. That's no joke. Oh, you know what? Another thing. A shout out to Selvy's Donuts. There's no donut better than that. Period. I don't care where you've eaten a donut in your life. I don't care what you may say. There is no better donuts than Selvy Donuts. Ruby brought them to the restaurant that we ate at. We ate at a restaurant called Bluto's, and it was a Greek restaurant. Man, she brought these donuts. You got to pre-order the donuts. Pre-orders sell out. You pre-order them, they pick them up from like a little food truck thing, right? She brought those donuts to lunch. I could have ate the entire box. They use like a special type of like Philippines bread, pandan or something like that. It's green. It's made out of like the pandan leaf or something. The absolute best donuts I've ever had in my entire life. I've had 4 opportunities to eat donuts since I've been back. I didn't even bother. Why bother? That's how good those donuts are. I will never eat another donut again, maybe. That's how good it was.
So I take it you didn't go to Voodoo Donuts.
No, because
Voodoo Donuts is overrated to me.
Oh, it's very overrated. And everybody out there was like, look, it's a tourist thing.
Yeah. They're good, but it's not worth waiting in line for.
Yeah, we seen cats in line and they was like, make sure this camera's on.
Listen, there's enough places in every city that put like Oreo cookies on a donut. And that Voodoo is not. It used to be strange or whatever, maybe 10 years ago, but now there's so many places that do that everybody, not everybody, but you know what I mean, like people have a chance to go to one in their own city that basically does the same thing. Captain Crunch on a donut. Oreos on a donut. Maple whatever.
Yeah.
Maple bacon donut. Yes, we've seen it.
So what type of donut did you get?
From the place?
Yeah.
So she brought, like, I guess, like, maybe their version of a glazed donut, a chocolate donut, one with coconut. I couldn't eat that one. I'm allergic
So you're
to coconut.
saying the, like, dough or whatever is different?
The bread, the dough, it's green. At first,
because there's something in Hawaii that's like a Hawaiian pastry that people go crazy for.
Is it green?
I don't think so, but I
Okay.
was thinking maybe you were talking about something similar, but I don't know if it's exactly like a donut, but there's like a known Hawaiian pastry that is from this famous place there. I don't know if maybe it was the same, but maybe not.
I mean, it could be. It could be like.
It's not green though. At least I don't think
yeah,
so.
it's green, fam. At first, I was like, green. I thought the frosting was green, but you bite it. I could have ate the entire box. She brought 6 of them. I could have ate them all. We technically did, but shout out to them, man. I was like, I went online to see if they could ship. Like, I need them to ship some. That's how good those donuts were. You in the Portland area? Go to Salvi Donuts, man. Trust me.
How do you spell it?
When I went.
SAL. Let me see. It's SALVIE. It's pandan donuts made with Salvadorian love. All right, they put
Salvadorian, not Philippine.
Well, it's a Philippines thing, but they're Salvadorian that make them, I think. So I was reading about it or whatnot, but it's a leaf.
Oh, it's matcha.
No.
That's what this is?
No, that matcha, I think they're doing a collaboration with them. It's not matcha. Like somebody asked that. No, Pandan is something different. They're doing a collaboration with a matcha tea company out there, I think, this weekend or something. But they do pop-ups. They don't have their own standalone yet. But there's no donut better, period.
I want to get back to Portland just to go eat.
Oh, no. I want to go back and just do another food tour. And we sort of did that. Me and Rocio, we did like Jankin. We did another place. We went to a bakery, got apple pie.
Did y'all go to any of the spots that I had?
We went to the bakery.
Mochi?
How was it?
It was
Them almond croissants?
It was stupid. See, I didn't get the croissant. See, I got, what did I get? Rocio had got a slice of pie.
Yeah.
And I had got Rocky Road ice cream. They had ice cream in there. And coffee. I can't remember. Something. What was the place called?
La Provence or
La
something.
Provence. Okay.
It's French.
Maybe we didn't go to that one then.
Because the one I'm talking about is French, and they had a bunch of croissants, and it's like a brunch place.
It had a bunch of croissants and stuff
These
in there.
croissants were so good.
I don't know, but like this place was connected to like a members-only whiskey bar. Oh, okay, maybe it's not the same place then.
I'm trying to think, though.
And, we had a little bit of mishap hiking, with the falls. We got...
See, I didn't get a chance to do none of that when I went.
Mishap.
Did you go to Adidas store?
Did y'all go off the trail or something?
No.
It's pretty straightforward when you're supposed to walk when you go.
And I'll make the story short because it's actually kind of long, but like we took an Uber to go hiking. Like we didn't have a car out there.
Fam, you know how
Fam.
You know how far Multnomah is from Portland?
I know this stuff, okay? But Rocio was a more of a like, let's just, kind of go see what happens type thing.
Let's explore.
I am when it comes to certain things like that, I'm not a trip planner. Like if we go on somewhere, she gets the ticket, she do the days, times, whatever.
Yeah,
but if you say we're gonna go hike the falls, I'm like this. But I let it ride, right? So we got dropped off by the Uber, right? Now I don't know if this cat was trying to scam us or not, but he was like standing there with a sign and he goes, "Oh, y'all got y'all permits?" And we was like, "Permits for what?" He was like, "Oh, you need a permit to park and a permit to go under the bridge to go to the falls."
That's not true.
So we go, wait a minute, what? He said, "Yeah, we ain't giving no more permits till 4:00. And we was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, you better go catch your Uber." So Rocio ran across the parking lot, chased the Uber down.
Oh, these are the Uber driver said this.
No. This was a person in the parking lot. So we get in we come back in the Uber.
Maybe it's some new thing because I was there 2 years ago.
No, it wasn't even true. It was.
Oh, all right. I was about to say.
I think it was a scam thing, though. To be honest with you, I think he was like, you give me $10, I got like some type of thing like that. But we didn't know they were all wearing neon yellow vests. They looked official, right?
Oh, that's funny. I see something like in Chicago, the cats were riding scooters with them vests on and like taking like money for parking.
Legit
for the baseball games.
That's
and stuff,
legit what I think it was. Bro. I legit think it was that because. And then, now here's my thing. I could care less about the hassle of it. I don't like the hassle, but my thing was like, we're in the forest. Yeah. We're not like on Camelback Mountain. Zero cell phone reception, right? And we had no car. So the Uber driver was like, sure, get in. Just give me like $10 cash. We won't even run the thing.
To get back to Portland?
No, she took us to a different like hike thing. We go to this other hike thing, and they're like, yeah, we don't have any hiking trails here. It's just the outlook point. I'm like, oh, my God. So then, like, telling us all these instructions, things I don't want to do. They're like, walk through the woods and go down this trail and like, you'll get on a trolley. Things that 5 miles, I'm like, no, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
So then, like, the lady goes, get in your car and do this. And I go, get him. I said, we ain't got no car. She goes, you really should have brought a car. And that's y'all
about to end up on the Washington side, though. Across the river.
Look, I just was not trying to not have a ride back home. Long story short, we ended up getting on this jump on trolley thing. It was $30 a person to get on that, but I didn't pay. We jumped on. Yeah, but we jumped on. He didn't say nothing, and we jumped off. And I was like, just in case he started looking, we was like, scatter.
Did y'all do Rose Garden?
Yeah, we did the Rose Garden. Fire. Yeah. But like, yeah, so we did that, hiked the falls, saw waterfalls, and that was her thing. She really wanted to do that. That's not my thing necessarily, but I do it because she loves it, and that's my wife, and I love her.
Multnomah, I don't like heights, but Multnomah is scary. The bridge is wet, and it's not that much of a
somebody had just died there with their kids.
Well, there you go.
They said that they were drunk or jumped off or fell off. They really don't know how it happened, but they were just like, so they had like all these additional rules.
If you fall, you're not gonna survive.
Fam, we were up this thing, up, down. It got to the point to where the trail started going like this, getting narrow, and the trees started touching us. Rocio was like, yeah, it's time to go back. So it was cool. Went back, and that was cool. She did her thing. She liked the hike. We took basically like the city bus back to Portland because it was like no reception. You go to they got like food information desk.
Yeah, there's like a restaurant or something there.
I go in there like, hey, I have no cell phone, so you got Wi-Fi or can I?
A snack shack or something.
And they were like, yeah, Ubers and stuff, they won't come down here to pick you up. And I'm like, well, do you guys got a service that goes back to Portland? Portland people are the worst, though. Let me tell you that. I don't like anybody from Portland, all right? Anybody, all right? They're all rude. They don't say nothing. You would think with all them trees and fresh air, they'd be much perkier. They're not.
It's a very weird place.
It's weird.
It's a very weird place.
All right.
Oh yeah.
But we did that. It was fine. I took a city bus back. The city bus took us to like their central station, which was literally in front of like the rehab center. So it was whack O's around. Literally, we're on hospital bracelets.
I mean, every bus station looked like that. You know
Fam.
where Phoenix bus station is.
But I was like this. Wait a minute. That says Oregon Clinic, and they were just like coming out. Just wild. So we were like, Uber now. Hopped in that.
Man, I remember I was in the mall in Portland downtown. You had a cat shooting up in the bathroom. Like, it was just a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Drugs out there is good. You could camp out on the streets anywhere you want. You could camp out after 8 p.m.
Downtown, I'm not going to say it. Downhill is the wrong word. But downtown, once all the protesting from George Floyd started, that's when downtown, like, took a turn. Because everything, when we went there, it was like, and it was COVID too, so it was like both things hit. But when we went there, we stayed literally downtown in a hotel, and I think we had to walk a mile. And now we didn't go straight a mile. We went like around checking other places. We had to walk like a mile just to find like a coffee shop or something. It was that much stuff closed down and boarded up from protests and COVID.
There's a coffee shop on every corner.
Yeah.
So maybe stuff's back reopened now. But
did y'all go to Dead Stock when y'all
it was closed when we went to it, but it was right under the rooftop bar that we had went to and whatnot. But yeah, we did that. So
downtown's not boarded up and like gates and stuff no more.
No way.
Okay. Last year,
coffee was magical. Fam, I had a coffee with like a pomegranate thing. Oh my god, I wouldn't even think pomegranate and coffee. Fire. Foiled a bike heist. Homeless man was stealing a bike. I went out there.
He said foiled.
I did. The homeless man had the biggest plier cutters ever. He was like this. And this lady came in. She was like, somebody's stealing a bike. And nobody was moving. So I went outside like, hey, man, what you doing, man? He goes, is this yours?
What hotel y'all stay at?
The Dooley Way.
I stayed at the Dozier when we went downtown.
Okay. It was like a part of the Hilton Bread, but it's like a boutique, super duper fresh. Like our room was fire.
Yeah.
Like, but then Ruby took us to the Adidas campus, which was fire.
Yes.
Like, not sure if we were supposed to be there or not, but she took us on the campus, and they got a soccer field for the neighborhood. Anybody in the neighborhood could go on the pitch. Like, It was super dope. They had like all the messy stuff around. Like, it was fire. Then we went to the Adidas store. Fire.
I bought so much stuff from the Adidas store compared to the Nike store when I went.
So this is what's crazy, right? The entire time, I thought Rocio understood what the benefit is of being at the Adidas store. So Rocio had grabbed a few things, and we get to the counter, and Rocio was like, and then they showed the price. She's like, wait a minute, why is everything so cheap? And I'm like, because it's 50, 60% off. Like, she's like, wait a minute, what? Like, she would have bought more. She thought that was the regular price. Like, fam, you thought I was coming in here to buy a $200 sneaker? You smoking. But everybody in there was looking for Sambas. So I copped some Sambas. I think she copped some Sambas, some Ultra Boost sweaters. Yeah. Got Cortez some fire cleats. Like, got Cruzy some play shoes and something. Like, it was a great time, man. Like I said, man, I love Ruby to death.
Yeah, she hooked me up with the Adidas pass. She didn't even know me. I was just like, hey, through George and Greg hooked me up. We had we went to the bar. Her, my best friend, and my wife, we all kicked it. So yeah, she showed love when I went.
Nah, she's like I said, I've known Ruby for a long time. Love her to death. I'm glad her and my wife hit it off. You know what I mean? Because that could be a little weird. You know,
that was their first time meeting.
First time I think ever meeting. You know what I mean? And I appreciate my wife too. Like me and my wife, we don't got that type of like issue. Now when you start talking about somebody a lot, a lot. I talk about Ruby a lot, you know what I mean? But, like, that's my homie. We talk about sneakers and business. You get a little, like, okay, like, hey. But, no, Rosie's like, let me take a picture of you and Ruby. I'm like, oh, sure, okay. Like, she was, like, really, she understands that. She know I ain't about that life. Like, I love my wife, and I ain't about that life. And I'm glad that, like, they could become friends and things like that. Now, Ruby did convince my wife to buy tickets to go see Beyonce, which I do not appreciate because that's a lot of money. But Also, I don't know how many times Beyonce is going to tour anymore. So I'm trying to get my wife to make sure, hey, buy those tickets.
I've heard great things about the tour.
Buy the tickets. You actually love Beyonce. Like, she loves her.
Yeah.
I love Beyonce to death. I think she's an icon, a queen. She's all of the above. But I don't listen to her music, so I could care
Your wife a
less.
fan of Beyonce?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
She going to the concert too?
Outside of, like, people who thought that song was racist, who isn't a fan of her? You know what I mean? Like,
which song is that?
what Formation song? I think you know what I'm talking about.
It's me. Look,
Oh,
I
you talking
know.
about the one they did at the Super Bowl?
Just her song in general, like what it's called Formation or Information or something, right? Let's just put it this way: the people in the Alabama vote would have thought that. Let's just put that's the audience I'm talking about.
That was August 6th.
I'm not-
That's retaliation for January 6th.
You talking about the wrong side. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
the people on the skiff or whatever you want to call it.
Regardless,
Those people, you
Let me
don't.
tell
How do
you
you not?
something,
You don't
man.
remember that permeating like news channels and whatnot when that came out?
Probably.
I do. I
Who
remember.
knows?
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, that's racist. Can't believe you." That's
I mean,
racist
are
against
you talking
white
what she did
people."
at the Super Bowl, right?
I don't know.
Because when
I
she
don't
came
know
out
if
the
it was
Super Bowl-
only that or not. But the song is
I
called
think it was the Super
Information,
Bowl,
is it
'cause
not?
They was
Yeah,
upset.
but like I remember when she did the Super Bowl thing, it was like a lot of fists and like
Okay.
things like that. I think that's what they
Well,
were.
they did it because of the name of the song. They didn't just come up with it, right? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, I love
I don't
Beyonce.
listen- I don't
music.
listen
Are you
Beyonce
okay? You
music,
love
but-
Beyonce, but you don't know the story.
Fam, that's how long ago that was. That was
That was 2015.
That was Panthers Broncos Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like I don't even-
You just got done talking about a story from when you were like 14 years
that's
old.
different, dude. That was with some burners and stuff. That's
Right.
when you tell us stories about when burners are
Alright.
involved. That's forever here.
Yeah.
Alright? Not no Beyonce song in the media. Alright?
Alright.
Now that video in Alabama, that's gonna be forever here. That was fire.
Well, the people on that little boat that got dusted, they would have been the ones saying that.
Dog, I watched that video at least 20 times. And I just couldn't stop laughing.
regardless of
The best
what-
part is there's 900 different angles. Every time we see a new angle, when I said, Greg, the one that said dugout,
Fam, the
fell
one from
over.
the boat, I fell
Dude threw
over.
the funny thing, dude pulled the Bobby Smurder through his
No, what's crazy is so many people sent me that video and not one person mentioned that hat going in the air. The very first time I watched it, I said, "Oh, he threw that hat like up. That's it. I quit." Like he was. Then he got jumped. But that video is so funny. It's It's one of the funniest videos ever. The homeboy swimming across that water like that.
Bruh,
Fam, come on.
That was the first thing. I mean, a little bit played out before that, but that was the first thing I noticed that was like really funny.
Oh, you know how
Obviously,
tired?
throwing a
You know
hat
how much
is like,
stamina you gotta
ha-ha,
have,
bro.
to swim across
Bro, when
and
he
then have smoke to fight somebody.
when he got out the water, I could tell he was tired because he
Well-
sat there and started wringing out his shirt, and then he went over there and picked up.
I mean, he
And
had a
he
little. He had a little help by that time because the first man that came to help was a big dude. I don't know if you noticed
It's a
how
white
much
t-shirt?
the one who first ran down the ramp to help, man. You got to watch it again because the first dude that came to help, he was the one that pushed, and they were trying to hit him too. And he was that big where he went like that, and you could tell like the old white guy was like, "Oh, okay, he's big."
The video is perfect. Like it has every single thing you would want in a video, and I'm just talking about the video within itself.
The video I sent you today is the newest one. I mean, I'm sure it came out like earlier this morning or yesterday, but that man took off and dove in the water.
Didn't even notice that.
You seen that yet?
Nah, I ain't see that one.
There's-
Send it to me when you get a chance.
One
I
of
ain't
the
see that one.
dudes that was one of the white
Yeah,
dudes that
one
was
guy.
fighting was like, never mind.
Once they started getting beat up and the police
you gotta
came,
see
he
that.
turned and ran and
Fam,
dove in the water.
There are so many layers, and let me tell you something. We've watched a ton of videos over our time being on the internet. Kudos to the people with their cell phone cameras. Some of the greatest angles.
The commentary was funny.
Fam, magnifique. All right, I'm talking about Emmy award-winning type stuff. All right, that's what they need. They need meme and video awards.
You seen the T-shirts they selling?
Fam?
I might have to cop one.
George sent me a picture of a guy with a T-shirt same day.
Yeah,
all
he
right,
had it the
that joint
same
was
day.
hot off the press.
I might have to
all
get
right.
one. What they call it, the Montgomery tea party.
That joint was called Waves in the Water instead of Wade in the Fam. That joint is hilarious. That black and white one said, I'm telling my kids, it's called the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
One of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think the funniest one saying, Man, black people was waiting on this since 1955. That was funny. I
you can put whatever narrative thing on it, but boy, at first
people have definitely. I seen a lot of people posting about that because that country song came out.
Yeah,
a lot of people have been posting with that line.
Fam, I was like, great, like, I was like, well, here comes narratives and all this stuff. I ain't really seen nothing really. Like, I ain't seen nobody talking crazy about it.
I don't follow those type of people, so I probably wouldn't.
I don't either, but like when they get retweeted and stuff like that is the only reason how I'll see that stuff. But I haven't seen one thing. Like I haven't seen anybody because it was a clear in the wrong thing. Like they jumped the dude and they had upper hand.
The only thing I seen people complain about was when dude hit the woman with the chair. Did he take it too far? Yes. However, would Tim would have turned a blind eye? Yes. Yes. Because if you heard the sound effects they did with that doink, boom, doink.
Listen, anytime somebody put what's the name, King Jerry Lawler? Is that his name? King. Anytime put Jerry Lawler on a video,
not Jerry Lawler, the other guy. I know you're talking about.
She got washed though.
Fam.
When he started getting that high pitched voice, fam.
I mean,
that's
dude
Undefeated.
Was swinging with he didn't clear. I mean, it was like a clear clocking, like like it was like it was clean. Like what was crazy about the video was like it had all the elements that we want in other videos. Like nobody was missing, everybody was landing their shots. Nobody was just randomly throwing stuff. Every chair made contact. I mean, they threw one lady in the water. We saw a video of homeboy leave. He dove in the water and dipped. Like, he was like, you know what? Enough. Like, he ran up like this. You know what? And took a dip and left. Like, it was a flawless video. And nobody got in the way of the camera.
Nobody died.
Nobody died.
Just an old-fashioned whooping. That's it.
I even appreciated seeing the police report today, the guy or whatever, and he said, they just basically everybody misdemeanors and got let go. Basically,
well, yeah, they let everybody go. They said there's warrants out for the 3 white guys, and then they want to talk to the guy who had the chair. That's what I seen today.
And people went as far as because I think the family owned a convenience store in Selma, and we all know the history of Selma. Oh my God!
Oh,
you see the comments.
Fam, you can't play around like that. I don't even know why they felt the need to jump them like that. Like
in Montgomery?
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
You can get away with that in some of them rural towns in Alabama, but Montgomery, Birmingham, Mobile, nah.
I'm going to Vegas this weekend, and my cousin from Alabama, I'm definitely interested to hear what he said.
What part of Alabama he from?
I think from Montgomery. Yeah. So, but anyway, shout out to Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
That joint was hilarious. And we went to the Adidas store. Like I said, those Adidas stores and stuff like that, employee stores, way different than I expected. I don't know why. I thought it was much more private. Like, I thought it was more, like, exclusive. Man,
it was like an outlet.
Man, that joint was packed. That joint was packed.
Well, supposedly they give Adidas passes out at the visitor center. Nike doesn't. I told you what you got to do to get a Nike.
So we had Nike ones too, but we didn't have time to.
They take your information down and make sure it's you. They check your ID. It's like a security check.
They had a lot of rules on there.
So I went to the Adidas store twice. I went last year and I went in 2016. 2016, that's when Ultra Boost was super popular. It was real small and I felt like it was real private. Like you really had to know to get in. And I felt like this last time I went to Adidas, it was packed. It was a lot of people.
It was way too packed in there. And everybody was looking for Sambas. Like, I'm talking, they were ravishing through them. I was trying to find those, like, Infinity basketball shoes, the new ones, see if they had them, but they didn't have them in there. But, like, people were running through that stuff. Well, cats was copying Dame Lillard's and Trey Young's. Like, it was nothing. And I was like, oh, shoot.
Man, I bought track pants when I went, Ultra Boost. My wife bought Ultra Boost. I bought some Stan Smiths.
See, that's the thing. Like, I really couldn't focus like I wanted to in there because there was just so much going on in there. And then, like, George knows how, like, sometimes me and Simple would get. It'd be, like, overload. Like, if it's just too many sneakers, like, it's just, like, my body about to shut down. Like, plus I wanted to get the kids stuff, but them employees, I felt bad for them. People in their face, yo, you got this, you got this, you got this. I'm like, all right, I don't want to be that guy all day, but, like.
Because they moved the Adidas store, because I remember when I went, it was at the, I don't want to say the original campus. I'm probably wrong, but it was such a small store. And this one, it was like in a newer building, and it was just so much more. It felt like you was at an outlet mall.
Okay. What was it, like a big white building?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because, like, I thought that was just a building, but, like, it was other things in there and whatnot. But, like I said, man, shout out to Ruby. I appreciate her a lot. Yeah. She knows, how much that, meant to me and my wife, and she even drove us to the airport and stuff like that.
Clutch.
And, Yeah, and she saved us on a couple Ubers and stuff like that. And she had spent time away from her dog. She just got her dog out there and stuff like that. So I know she was kind of worried about that. But man, like I said, man, I appreciate Ruby and Salvi Donuts, the best donuts in the entire galaxy. Period.
If I get back out there to Portland, I'm gonna hold you up to it. I'm gonna try it.
It's the first thing I'm doing when I'm going to Portland. Period.
I'm gonna ask my boy if he went.
Bringing them joints to my hotel room and for breakfast. That's how they're good. Man, we even like at your hotel. Sometimes your hotel restaurants are like, we had breakfast at our hotel. Phenomenal. Yeah. I had this I never order one of those open face sandwich toasts. I never order stuff like that. Perfection.
Telling you, man, the food scene in Portland.
Perfection. As of right now, Portland is number one.
Did y'all get a chance to go to Kate's Ice Cream?
No. See, we got ice cream at the place we went to, so we didn't go to the other ice cream place. Yeah, we went to a few places. We just kind of went to a bunch of things, and we had sushi here. Then we went for we went to a Cuban restaurant. I think it was Cuban. It was called dang it, not Pablo's, Pedro's. I can't remember. The best drinks I've ever had.
And what makes the
greatest tostada I've ever had in my entire life. Made out of jackfruit. And I don't even like stuff like that.
What makes their food scene so unique, it's a lot of mom and pop shops. It's a lot of places you wouldn't get this nowhere else.
It was when you drove it, we were taking the Uber to the restaurant, the Cuban place, and we're like, where the heck are we going? It's just very visually deceiving. You're like, what the heck is this? A warehouse? You go inside, beautiful in there. I'm like, oh shoot, it's cracking in this joint.
Did y'all hear any food trucks?
No, we didn't run into any food trucks.
Really?
There was only 2 food trucks that we saw, and they were closed. By the time we saw them, and then one day we were in the car with Ruby. We saw they were having a anime Comic-Con type festival thing out there or something. So it was cats walking around dressed wild, not like the other wild, but the wild. And we saw a bunch of food trucks and this thing, but we didn't even get to stop at them. We was already driving, and we were so full off eating Greek food, Japanese, Cuban. We was eating up everything.
I know if I find me some cheap tickets, I'm gonna probably get back out there for the year out.
Fam, I got to get back. But like I said, man, shout out to Ruby. All right, pickups. Let's get the podcast going so we get the heck out of here. Tim, you got the pickups. I see you brought something today.
So before I get into the sneakers, man, I've been texting you, these past couple of weeks, man. I just been buying nothing but loafers. Mm-hmm. And the only sneakers I bought this year are those Asics 1130s I wear all the time and these Dunks.
Oh, you got them?
I did.
Let me see them.
And I put the weird red laces.
Where'd you get them from?
My boy AJ got them for me.
Damn, these joints is fire.
I like them.
I forgot to try when they came out.
I like them, dog.
These came out originally as an Air Force One. I think I don't know if there was ever a Dunk, but the JP, the Japan, it was an Air Force One, and I'm not an Air Force One fan, but I was like these Dunks, and I was like, cats is sleeping on these Dunks.
I like them, dog.
Didn't seem like nobody cared about them. These joints, fire. I love these joints. These joints is clean because I had passed up on what was the other snake skin that it was a snake skin. Oh, I think it was Air Force One. It was something we had passed up on that was actually a lot more fire than we expected.
Came out this year?
No, it was 2018 or something. I think Don had bought them, probably Air Force One. We were like, damn, them look much better than we expected. These right here, fire. And they making some more Dunks with this cracked leather and stuff like that. Here. Hey-ya. Look at that.
Y'all got good hands. I know I done been dropped it.
Good catch, George.
So I play corner.
George played wide receiver.
I like them, dog.
Yeah, them joints is clean.
I took my red laces out my my bread patent leather ones and put in them.
Wait, did they come with red laces?
Nah, the laces that came with them are the cream, the cell laces and the black laces.
Oh, okay.
And you had me rolling on your tweet talking about, man, why y'all think cell laces solve everything?
Yes, cats be think you know what, you throw a cell lace in it, it'll solve it. No, there are cell laces go with certain things, not go with everything.
Because I saw somebody, man, it was like a thread where people just would sell laces and shoes. I saw Royal Ones.
No way. Royal Ones would sell laces?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It was Royal Ones, and there was another one that I was kind of like, that's interesting. I did put sell laces in my taxis, though.
See, I put white laces in taxis.
I put sell laces in my taxis.
No, that's too close to the yellow. I got to put my taxis out.
I haven't worn them yet. I just laced them.
You got to stop slandering sell laces. Sell laces obviously not in this because the shoe is sale. Sell laces.
And that's what it should go in.
No. I'm saying as like a lace swap. I'm not saying what the normal lace would be. Obviously, red looks better.
Well, yeah, red makes them crack off a bit because they got red accents. Yes.
Okay. So sail laces you wouldn't put in this to make it a better shoe, but you could put it in certain things to make it better. Don't
100%.
Don't disrespect
Not
sail laces.
everything.
No one said everything.
Would you put a cell lace in a red one, a black and red one?
I've seen it.
Absolutely not.
I don't think so, but I would have to see it.
Nah, that's what people who have
see
no
it
idea
first.
what to do.
No, people have no idea what to do by a Grape 5 T-shirt to match their Grape 5s. That's what people who have no idea what to do.
Looking like
I
a
don't
Foot
think
Locker
cats still
mannequin.
doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know cats that do that. Man, you both know cats that do
I
that.
know cats that do that. I'm
Cats
trying to
do
be
that.
nice, but I know cats.
Be having a whole Foot Locker outfit on. I'd be like, man, he look like a mannequin.
But see, that's how easy they be, dude, because it's like, you know, why do I gotta think about the fit? Like, they clearly dressed the mannequin. I can dress like the mannequin.
Dog, it's a cat. You probably seen him around. He's 47 years old and he dresses like a Foot Locker mannequin.
I mean, there's one I could think of, but I don't think he's 47. How old is what's his name in he think he Michael Jordan, and this is no disrespect. He at least what 60?
Yeah, he's got to be.
He dressed
He's
like the
retired,
mannequin.
isn't he? Which means
yeah, I don't know. Nothing, man. Blessings for him, man. I got nothing
blessings for
him.
me because I want to be retired. Huh?
Y'all. Work is the ghetto.
Shout out to UPS.
Work is the ghetto.
Shout out to UPS workers. The UPS workers out here making more money than software engineers now.
UPS workers should be making about 100,000.
Well, they're making 170, so that's a little bit more.
Oh,
than
well, they should
170?
that's what their new agreement is.
Ooh.
Fam, them cats be
I need to get my
delivering.
CDL.
Do you gotta have a CDL
Yeah,
to
I don't
drive
even think you
those?
need one.
I don't think so. I think you just gotta know how to parallel park. Well, that's it.
I mean, listen,
3/4 turn.
I understand what you're getting at because the job's not easy. Most of, I'm not gonna say 99%, but it's the high percentage of them cats that just punt the packages and don't care.
Now,
them cats don't need 170.
Now,
the person who
yeah,
needs
you're
170, the teacher down the street, teach all them little bad kids.
Facts, 100%. Now, I'm not saying they need
170 for a teacher?
Oh yeah,
Damn, you know what I mean. I'm speaking hypothetically over
teachers need
here.
170 though.
170.
Fam, a teacher needs about at least 150 though.
150?
Finna deal with them kids.
Then what we gonna pay the principal?
Oh yeah, hold on, let's go back there. So teachers maybe get 110 and a principal get 130.
Principal, well,
Now, don't get me wrong. Teachers listen. I want them to come for me. Teachers definitely deserve to make more. I'm not sitting here saying that, but 150?
principal, you got to have a doctorate to impress me.
Don't you have the requirement?
I don't. Think
I thought
so.
it was just a master's.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
have
don't
no
think so.
idea. Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't be a teacher.
I also think if a teacher makes about 170, they got to work summers too. I think they got to work all year.
Well, they
long,
might.
you know?
That might be the only way that they. There might be some teachers that make 170 because that's what they do.
Hey, I think you got to do that and tutor on the side too.
Tutor on the side? So what, I'm working, 50,
I don't
60
know.
hours a
Nah,
week?
you know what? Never mind. I'm sorry. Like I said, I got once my kids, you guys don't have kids, but when my kids had to be at home during COVID, I was like, whatever the teachers need, you give it to them. I don't care. The next time they march down the street for vote for red or
You
teachers
got your
for
red T-shirt on, you outside.
Man, I'm by work. I'm going out there and stomp the yard with out there marching, praise day. I'm gonna be doing whatever they need out there, pop locking. I don't care because you give them teachers whatever they want. My kids, no joke, almost killed me being at home. I couldn't handle it.
Because how long was it?
It was a long time, huh?
Because I guess I take for granted, not, don't mean in that way during the whole COVID, because it was just me and my wife and we were just working from home. And I was just trying to be like, okay, I don't want to get on my wife's nerves. I don't want her to get on my nerves while we at home all the time.
Man.
I can only imagine with kids in the mix while you're trying to work.
Especially when you had one that had to be online and one that was too young to be online. So she wanted to play and hang out, and he had to sit in front of a computer all day. Them teachers on there trying to teach them through this thing, and they got a whiteboard trying to write their answer on the whiteboard, all this stuff. And then I'm like, hey, focus. And I'm on my computer next to them trying to work.
COVID was a wild time.
I said, Rocio, when they go back to school, you say, teacher, what do you want? Not what you need. They say, yo, you know what? I'm having a little rough time. Can you mind taking care of the car note? You go ahead and pay that car note. Huh? You go ahead and get it to them. Yo, I really saw the Tiffany necklace. Yo, you go to Tiffany's, you get them that necklace. So don't give them no Starbucks card. You give them what they want.
I do think it sucks that for certain school districts, teachers have to pay out of their own pocket for school supplies.
Insane.
Like,
all
that
right?
is wild to me.
Insane. Well, anyway, George, you copy anything? Doubt it.
You can answer the question for me.
You got black toes, last week?
You already know when a box shows up, that's when I get something.
That's pickups.
I forgot they came up.
Me, I cop Sambas. Shout out to Ruby because that's the right price.
If you didn't buy those, that's a mistake.
What?
What made you cop Sambas?
Black toe
Were you
lows.
wearing Sambas before the whole Samba craze?
Fam,
Hold on, back up. Black toe lows, not Sambas. Now go ahead.
Whatever. Black toe lows are fine. Okay, dunks.
They are a necessity.
I think.
Matter of fact, I'm actually gonna bring something up based on what you texted in the thread today. Anyways, but to your story real quick.
Sambas. I already have Sambas. That's why I posted a pic where my yellow ones yesterday. I have Sambas. I got about 5 pair of Sambas.
Gotcha.
So, and 3 of them I bought during COVID. So I bought these yellow oysters, red and blue off Kith for like $48. I went on StockX, them joints at like $250. And I already wore them all, so I was a little disappointed. But, I mean, I love Sambas. You know, I've always wore them.
So Samba is the new dunk, I'm assuming? I'm just so behind on sneakers
I don't
now.
believe that. I don't believe that. Cats love to rock around and try to say that, but I don't know, man. Sambas ain't. I don't see cats out here in the street wearing Sambas like I see 550s, Air Force Ones, and Dunks. Like, so.
Black and white dunk is the most worn shoe in the United States of America.
I still see Dunks.
It's the top 10 greatest sneaker of all time.
In the gym, the mall.
Bruh, fam, I see a lot of Salehi Crocs. You know, I see a lot of things like that. But
So speaking of shoes, when you were in Portland, what did you see a lot of people wearing since you got Adidas and Nike there?
fam, I didn't see a lot of nothing on nobody's feet out there. I actually saw fake Jordan 12s out there. I sent them a picture of it. Like, I didn't see nobody wearing no Heat or wearing no nothing. The best niggas I saw on foot was probably Ruby wearing Sambas. Like, I didn't come across anybody like, ooh, them is nothing. Like, not even anything that I thought was like, oh, that's dope.
Oh, yeah, but it's not like a Jordan culture, though. It's a running shoe culture.
Yeah, it's a hiking town. Like, and it's a homeless town. Like, I mean, cats were homeless.
Columbia. That's funny.
I mean, they were. All the
Portland,
people,
the homeless town.
all the people that we came across were pretty much homeless. And all the other people that we came across were wearing strappy sandals. Like, it's a really earthy, like, place. Like, they might smell. They
organic
may not.
deodorant.
Yeah, like, they might be homeless or they might not. They just dusty. Like you
some
really
people
can't
choose
tell.
to live in a tent. Like, some people literally choose to live in a tent.
Like, fam, you could go inside of a
But
restaurant.
I'm gonna live in a tent.
That's not only a Portland thing. It's just they're, like Greg was talking about, the laws allow for it to happen wherever, so people don't care.
Like,
it's the same thing in Seattle too. Same exact thing.
You go inside of a restaurant and you look at the restaurant like, what is this restaurant? You go inside, beautiful. You be like, man, where was all these people at? You go back outside, you back in the woods. It's back to the Mother Earth. Like, you go outside,
but like earthy Skid Row. I'm assuming.
But at the same time, 3 conventions were going on. So it was cats walking around dressed like ninjas, Pokemons, and they were like, yeah, it's a anime thing. I thought it was a pride thing, but no, like, these cats was like dressed like Conan the Barbarian. They had these swords that were about as big as like.
And I know you seen, like, when I was in Portland, dog, I saw more Black Lives Matter signs than black people.
Oh yeah, fam! I saw 2 black people, and one was my reflection. Huh? Like. That was actually funny. I didn't see many black people out there, but like Ruby was telling us, she was like, these signs don't mean nothing. She was like, and Oregon is the one place in my entire life I lived where I actually had direct racism. It's the only place ever. I've never had it out here. I've never had it in California. Oregon is the only place.
It's like that passive-aggressive racism.
Yeah.
It's not like...
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
like, I'm talking where it was
like Mississippi, though.
It was
in
like...
Mississippi, Alabama?
Like, when people talk about those white liberals, it's that kind of racism.
Yeah, this one was like...
exactly what you're talking about.
Oregon is like actual, like... Like, I remember like going to church one Sunday, and it was... Somebody had broken... It was swastikas all over the spray painted all over the church, and like it was some wild stuff.
I do remember they used to have like a huge skinhead gang. I want to say this was mid-90s.
Just Pacific Northwest in general.
But that's why I was like
mainly in Washington.
That's why, and I didn't want to tell Rocio this. That's one of my main concerns with being lost in the woods, because I was like, if we have to go to somebody's house and ask for their phone, I was like, I really don't want to do this.
So here's the other thing that a lot of people who aren't from there don't realize. Oregon, in terms of like culture or whatever, is split, but the split is not like down the middle of the state. It's like a little sliver on the far west. All of Eastern Oregon is all cowboys because
super
it's
rural.
next to Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, whatever. So it's super red over there,
and
just one little sliver of blue. So Yeah, don't be surprised if you get into it with some people who might be from that side and they just had to go to Portland that day, or maybe they grew up there and now they live close to Portland. But yeah,
because when the guy that was selling that bike, he was black. He was this homeless dude, he was black, and then the dude whose bike it was this white dude. Now he wasn't moving to go like defend his bike or whatnot. So that's why I went outside, because one, I saw him and she was like, "Oh, don't go out there." She thought I was about to like fight, and I'm like, man, I see him, skedaddle, buddy, scram. That's what I wanted to do. Soon as I went out there and told him to scram, he started walking off.
Scram.
The dude that owned the bike came out there like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna kick your." I mean, he was doing,
God.
and I'm like, and I feel like he said some additional things. Now I got no proof, and I didn't hear it. But how he was talking to the dude was down the road, and now he was like hiking his pants up and talking. I was like, oh, he looked like he got a few other syllables coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but I also copped the red vintage dunks.
When they drop.
I just got them all sneakers app, but I don't know.
You see what he does? Slanders all these Nikes and everything, and then ends up buying it anyways.
Well, I don't slander nothing.
Slander, man.
No, you like navy vintage and green vintage. How about the red vintage? That's what they are.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And they okay. I mean, they aight. Like, if the upper shoe is like super duper white and then the sole is vintage, it kind of throws it off a bit. I feel like the top should be vintage and the sole should be vintage.
It depends.
Like, it's so white. Like, it's...
All right, let me just get to this real quick, because you in the thread talking about the same stuff you've been talking about on the show recently, how like only thing you buy is Vans and this, that, and the other. Is not like, it started over black toe Jordan 1s. So here's the problem. The problem is, if all that stuff is regular, so is the Vans and all that. So it's like, you can't be hype on Vans if you're calling other thing Vans. They all got to be regular then.
No. I'm not hyped off Vans. I feel more comfortable wearing Vans.
But you've been talking them up.
Yeah, because that's what I feel. I told you this. I have never put on a pair of Vans and been like, yeah, no, and took them off. I put on every Jordan, Reebok, Adidas, every other sneaker.
But I'm not talking about those. I'm just talking about the stuff that you call regular now. You call Dunks regular and Jordan 1 lows regular.
Look,
fam, you can't slander that and not slander Vans if they're the same thing. You comparing them.
No.
That's my point.
Hold on. I mean, a Van and a Dunk are similar, are the same, because they zero technology.
But you don't badmouth the Vans. You only badmouth the Dunks, though. You're negative about the Dunk to make it a Van, but you're not negative about the Vans.
Nobody give the attention to Vans like they do to Dunks. That's why. Like, Dunks got too much attention. Like, that's my thing. And Dunks, like I said, Dunks ruined Jordan 1 lows. Jordan 1 lows didn't get enough shine to me, because we passed on pinks and those turquoise ones and Soulflies and Starfish.
Yeah, but that's like more because you
as a recent.
So here's the thing.
All those
we
lows.
Always talk about like,
and you know how we talk. Hold on, when the podcast started.
Hold on, let me say this. We always talk about like those are 10 years too late. We're not only talking about culture though. We're also talking about ourselves, just in like a different way. Because if they would have come out 10 years ago, we would have bought because we were 10 years younger. Not only that it was in, it's also our mentality. That's one thing we've never touched on.
I mean, that may be true, but nobody talked about Jordan 1 lows like us. And we...
Yeah, I'm not saying that people did. I'm just saying, like, when you say that something is 10 years late, it's wrapped in with that point of, like, we're also 10 years older. So it's not just that this stuff may not be in now. I also don't want to wear that.
Yeah, but I don't even feel that it's necessarily those shoes. I feel like the Dunk ruined it for the Jordan 1. If we were so many Dunks... No.
I'm talking about specifically why you said we pass on all those Jordan 1s. We didn't pass on them because they were late. We passed on them.
I'm talking about lows.
I know. We passed on them on a combination of they're a little bit late and we're also older. So we don't need all those. Like, to me, that's a combination. You got to put one and one together.
Hold on. You think those pink...
You think there's any chance I would miss on black toe lows ever? Despite what age I'm at. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
but
if it's a specific one that needs to be owned, I'm going to own it.
Yeah, but those ones that we passed on weren't like stupid crazy. What are the pink ones called? The pink lows.
Well,
Corals?
We should own those, but like, it's not but to me, it's black toe 1. Black toes is like, that's a must own for me.
How often you going to wear them?
I already wore them. I wore them like immediately after I got them. That's the first shoe I've worn immediately in maybe 10 years.
I'm saying we should, and especially us with how we feel about them, should own them. That's 100%.
Right.
Black toes. Do I feel we need the orange starfish one? No.
No,
Corals?
right.
No. Whatever that light blue one was.
But if
no.
we were
Marina
10 years
blue,
younger,
no.
we would have, though. That's
the
my
one I bought
point.
last year was fire. Andy, shout out to Andy. Andy has a pair too. The black gray with
the
the
black one that's like the split on the tongue.
Yes.
I don't know what those are called because there's the coconut one that's a white one, and then there's the black and gray ones. Whatever they're called. Fire.
The other one we should own as well.
I put the sail laces, but sail laces came with them though.
It came with them though. They fire.
AJKO low canvas. We should also own those, or you might own them. I don't know because you don't tell everybody what you buy. So
No, but I got too many highs to care about a low AJKOs.
I only have one pair of Jordan lows.
Those like sail color with the blue swoosh or whatever.
I don't know why you just won't buy those.
No, I mean I may, but those should be owned.
Yeah, by the time you decide to
Which
buy them,
ones?
sneaker culture may be back.
I think it's a what is it?
It's Union
collab
the
or
Union
somebody
collab,
Yeah.
the Union lows, AJKO.
It's somebody collab.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, them joints just fire. I mean, I don't want to say we underrated them, but like we didn't show them much respect.
They're not. You don't put them on the rack right there, and it doesn't set the rack on fire. But
Hey,
yeah,
we
they're
didn't even
nice.
try. I mean, they're still on Nike app, so like they're.
Oh, are they?
Well, the white one, not the one that you want, but they're still there. You know what I mean? So
Oh, shoes are so. I love it. I mean, I haven't been buying as many sneakers as
Right.
late, but I love it. They're so easy to get
I
now.
don't buy anything. When a box shows up, a box shows up.
Like before you got here, George, me and Greg was talking. I'm just at a point in my life I cannot pay over $200 for shoes. I just can't.
I haven't thought about it like that. I think it depends on what it is for me.
It has to be something I really love.
Well, then
for
we
me
may
to
as well
pay.
talk about it right now, but we'll talk about it before we do releases. But them $300 for them Jordan 1 lows,
Ridiculous.
What do you mean?
the Jordan 1 Lightning 17, the All-Star.
Oh. You
That
said
Jordan-
Jordan 1, though.
I'm sorry, the Jordan 17 Lightning All-Star, whatever. Those are $300 retail in February.
Do it come with the briefcase?
Fam, it never did.
Just
Yeah.
the highs came with the briefcase.
But I think even if you would have released that, well, I don't want to say that. I was going to say if you would have released
George.
that 6 years ago, I think it wouldn't have sold out, but maybe it would have. But I don't think
know,
anyone
I think
cares.
it did 6 years ago.
Nah, that hasn't been out since original, I don't think.
Oh, they retroed
the white and black ones. I want to say.
I don't
they
think
with the
retroed that
copper?
low before, but like they had reversed the yellow. Soulfly had like a collaboration
thinking of
one,
another
and it was called Reverse Lightnings.
I don't think anyone cares about those at all.
Fam,
Like in other words, what I'm saying is the height of sneaker culture. I don't think that's a sellout shoe instantly to me.
at the height of it,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I can't say
Okay,
that,
so
but
when was the height of sneaker culture to you guys?
I mean,
what
it's
year?
been different times for different models. Like the Dunk, the SB Dunk had the like comeback after Travis. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know if he gets credit for it, but let's just say that
They
because
give
it
it
helps
to
the
him, so
timeline.
whatever.
It helps the timeline. So obviously that had a different
Okay.
stage than
You gotta
Jordan
go back.
1. No, I know, but
Okay.
that's the height for SBs. Think about it. All that other stuff was never that high. Like, fam, no.
When you was out there-
Newcastles? We could have got Newcastles when we were buying. We could have got Newcastles for like 150, 200. Newcastles now, maybe they're not 1,000 anymore, but they were like $1,500
They're
after that.
definitely at
part.
least 7.
So that's why I say like SBs had that little wave. Jordan 1 highs had the wave in 2014 or whatever, 13, whenever those remastered ones or whatever came back. Technically they were, or no, not remastered, but they had the Nike Air back on it for the first time forever. So that had the little wave right there. And then non-SB Dunks obviously had that wave 2 years ago when the like production was super low with like Syracuse. Syracuse's were $1,000. I mean, that's insane.
I still want a pair.
You
Well,
better
they're
buy 'em.
super cheap now.
Because
huh?
the joints were unobtainable. Those Kentucky's, St. John's, Plums were just stupid.
So I think
I always get
everything has a different era. Like look when Yeezy Adidas came out. Even like we knew Kanye could sell Nikes because some joints were like what $3,000. How much you sell Grays for?
Don't even remember.
$2,500.
Some guy in
like
Jersey.
That. But like so. I remember. The only reason I remember is because Don told me. So I didn't know the release was happening. But what's the Scottsdale Mall store that don't exist no more?
Bloomingdale's?
Is that what it was, or was it the other one?
Barney's? It was Barney's.
Barney's maybe.
Yeah.
So they did. What model is it? 350.
350.
Ah, my brain is
It was
terrible.
350.
I had no
350
idea
first
that was-
model. What's the first
Turtle
colorway?
Doves.
Turtle Doves.
Good grief! So they released them there, and people were like, "These suck. These are just roast runs." And then they sold out and were instantly selling for $900. So like that's why I say like and then Ultra Boost Wave. There's different waves for different shoes. So it's to me there's
was a
not
good
really like
time.
one height for everything. is like different heights for all kinds of stuff. Like right now, obviously, we're in a low for pretty much everything, unless it's like a limited collab.
Yeah.
But just for the sake of arguments, just say 5 years ago, and maybe even 5 years ago, I don't want to say it with 100% oomph because I'm sure it's a possibility I'm wrong, but I don't think that, what is it, 16, 17? What number is it?
17.
What, the Jordan 17?
The yellow one, 17? I don't think those are a sellout shoe regardless. Unless maybe like if it's a collab with Union or...
Well, Trophy Room did a gray 17, but the high. And I don't think it came with the briefcase. Like, see, George is right when it comes to sneakers, but like the thing with sneakers was that like, right now we're at the peak and it's going down. Like back where he started talking, it never went down. It just like whatever the shoes, what was in, like it was like
changed.
here, and then it just like changed shoe, kept going up, changed shoe, kept going up. Cause like he's missing like KD4, the LeBron era. People forget like
Nike basketball.
Regardless how
when
we feel
Kobe
about
passed away, all the Kobe's went up super high.
Regardless of how we feel about LeBron's now, fam, LeBron's used to be the shite, like for a minute, like with regards to a certain amount of colorways. Even some of those Kobe's, like it was like, all right, basketball, Nike basketball like this. Then it was like SB Dunk, or SB Dunks was like this, and Nike basketball like this. And then once SB Dunk started like because like it was a lot of dunks that we were chasing, but then once SB Dunk started trying too hard, like right when they went to making Concord 11 SB Dunks, that's when it was like, all right, I think it's done.
The first shoe that I remember that kind of turned the tide before Travis started wearing stuff, even though to me they suck, was the Walk the Dog or Wag the Dog or whatever. Those suck. But that was like the switch that turned for me. It was like about the same time Travis.
SB's like leveled out?
No, when it went back.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about the right point when it went leveled out. That was when they were doing like, obviously everyone wanted the Concords, or Space Jams came out, I guess, first. The Space Jam.
Well, that was
Dunk
way
SB.
before though. Them was instant fire.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they did that line of what you're talking about. They even did the all red ones. What are the red ones called?
They did a red one?
Yeah. What's the all red Jordan 11 that came out a couple years ago? Anniversary 11 or something?
I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what they call.
So they did an SB version of that.
They did.
The SB might have came out before that one, but it
came out before that actually.
But anyway, so that's the time when SBs were flatline.
Well, that's when I bought De La Soul's $30 from the outlet in Glendale.
Yeah, like I had, and I was still sort of copping dunks a tad bit. But then, like, when I went to the outlet and was seeing them, I would go return them and then go buy them from the back shelf for cheaper. Like, De La Soul's, like, I don't know if he had bought. I had bought them and returned them, went to the back, bought them off the wall, and then came back and bought them again. Like, I had returned them for regular price.
I love those dunks.
Like, them joints was stupid fire.
I love them.
But I forgot they got them at the house to wear them joints. But, like, that's the thing. It was, like, these, like, super inclines. Like, sneakers are going like this. Now, sneakers are like this. Like, even, like, Ultra Boost.
It's definitely down because everything is down now.
Fam, Black Toes, not every size, but they sat on Sneakers app way longer than I would have expected. Regardless of how many they made or not, just like George said, it's a black toe. Yeah. Like, I don't care if any other Jordan lows on the planet sit. I would never expect like a Chicago version, a black toe, or a black red. I'll even give you Royal and Shadow. I would expect none of those to ever sit that long.
So
Shadow and Royal, I will. They didn't seem to like.
The Jordan documentary coming out shows you how irrational. Yeah, I mean, you could say humans. I just was gonna say like customers or whatever term you want to use. It shows you how irrational buyers are because only one shoe popped from the documentary. Why is Chicago's the only ones that popped out of all that? He wore a bazillion other colorways.
And then they dropped the fives, I want to say, during the documentary, and they sat.
They dropped a few things during it. But what was crazy was, like, the Air movie, I didn't see a spike anywhere in Jordans.
Yeah, we're in an economic lull. That's why.
Yeah, but I would expect at least, like,
I think that I keep on going back to this.
I
keep on going back to this because, to me, it really is a bigger factor than I think people are willing to admit. But that war continuing on for whatever third year, whatever we're in now, affects everything because it starts with gas prices, and you need oil. Oil is used to make everything. I mean, oil is used to make that table, this camera. You know what I mean? Like your tires on your car, the building we're in. You know what I mean?
I want to agree with that. I really do.
It needs to end.
And it's probably a major factor. The problem I have with like even saying like economic, I don't go anywhere and say like, boy, this place used to be busy. Like the airports are still stupid packed. Like hotels are still selling. Like nothing. Like the grocery stores, like people are still. It seems like it's worse to me. Like it's gotten to the point to where I'm going, where's everybody getting this money from?
Well, but they said that's the thing is like credit card debt right now is higher than it's ever been. So I think that's what it is. And that's why people are expecting a recession is because people are, what's the word? You overextending yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, then I will say that then financial responsibility has definitely gone down. Like, because
people got used to spending that government money in COVID and they just never stopped.
But I feel Americans have always been irresponsible with money. Like, debt has always been crazy.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like there was a point in time when Americans knew when to pull back. Like, it's full steam ahead now. Like, I can't, looking at plane tickets for certain things, I'm like, is this for real? Like, I just want to go 2 states over. Like, things like that, like how much a hotel room is. Like, you call a hotel and be like, yeah, I got to get a room. Oh, we're booked till the whole week. Like, what? Like, these rooms are like $900 a night. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, well, everything. Like, everything. Like, it's stuff like that to where I go, okay, Ubers, when Ubers and Lyft first came out, it was like, boy, $12 now from my house to the airport is close to about $70. Like, and you're thinking to yourself, like,
yeah, that definitely spiked like after COVID, all the
stupid high
Uber prices.
Like,
because they didn't. I mean, nobody wants to drive. Nobody wants to be in a car with somebody else, a stranger. You know what I mean? So, and then gas prices went up. Price of commodities went up.
I thought it'd be. I don't know why I thought it was cheaper. Fam, it made Arizona gas look affordable. That's how high it was. I was like, yo, y'all gas is this high?
Well, they got to pay the attendant too, though.
Yeah,
that's why.
No, they don't. They passed that law. There's no more. There's no more.
Oh,
that.
They
you
did?
pump your own now. Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Ruby was like, I hate it when they pass that.
So Jersey is the only state I think.
Jersey's the last one.
Okay.
Not so.
When did that happen?
I don't know, but Ruby was like, now I got to put my own gas. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, I guess it recently happened.
She got used to it.
Yeah. I was going to pump it for her, just, appreciation and be a gentleman. I wasn't paying for it, but I was going to pump it for her. But, once I saw that gas price, put this wallet back. A lot of stuff, Anyways, but look, man, I legit can't. Now, once you pay a certain price for something, you can never go back. Like, I haven't paid full price for a polo since like 1999.
Like Polo Ralph Lauren?
I refuse to. When we were going to Dillard's, fam, we was going to Dillard's getting polos for like $13, $14, $15.
TJ Maxx had them for like what? 15,
fam,
20?
you used to be able to finesse a polo out of TJ Maxx or a Marshalls. Like, let me go and see what they got. Oh shit, they got my size, $39. A polo now is $69 in those places. I'm not going, outlet. Fam. I'm not going.
Wait, really?
Yes, I'm not going. Like,
Polo store don't got them crazy sales.
No. Polo store still got sales. Like, you can still find some stuff.
The Polo outlet is expensive.
It's expensive, but you gotta really pay attention to them sales.
Like clothes like that, and
it's expensive.
A decade at least.
Because it was like you go in there like, let me go ahead and get me one of these Bear Polo T-shirts. You're like, wait a minute, the T-shirt $70? What's the Polo Bear on a knit like going for? It's a hitter now. But like, I'm like, oh, you know what? I go in there and see something I like. I can legit go, no, thank you. I'll wait. And I will wait and pay attention before I buy something.
I still want the polo sweater with the bear.
Paying $300 for a sneaker. I seen cats in the comments on social media like, yeah, y'all just brokies. Y'all broke. Fam.
I'm broke then.
$300. Oh, no, hold on. This is what's crazy about that $300 price. That's the low top version. What's the mid-high cost? Like, that one came with the suitcase.
I need to know who's saying brokey stuff. I'm so tired of that word.
Do you
own a house? Do you have a wife? Do you own a car?
Everybody rich on Twitter. Everybody rich on Twitter.
These cats be like saying this. I'm like, buddy, it's just you. Like, and you know what? Honestly, you're probably being irresponsible because, fam, house, cars, kids. Let me tell you something about people with money. Okay, let me explain to you how you can identify somebody who may have some money. Is when they're able to still do those extra things that you do and they got this, and they got this, and they got this. That's how you go, they doing all right. Somebody single by themselves over here and they got a Mercedes or something, that don't mean they got money. They don't got the responsibilities you got. Now, the person with a ton of responsibilities and a Mercedes, oh yeah, he got money. That's the difference of that. Cats be on social media, 17 years old, they get their check for like $1,000 at the call center. They could spend $300 on that, pay $100 for their cell phone, give mom $100. They good with that. They got nothing else. I see cats in the comments like, you know what, you really in the sneakers if you don't want it. I seen cats go, I'll wait till they get to the outlet. Even at the outlet, 30% off of $300, what is that? I ain't paying that either. 30% off of $300 is stupid. I'm not paying it. Fam, $210 for a basketball 17
at the outlet.
Low, fam, stop it.
I haven't been to Nike outlet in a while.
Went to Nike outlet and took back the UNC to Chicago Lowe's. Fam, Nike outlet now is Nike Town. Heat in that joint.
The one in
actual heat.
Which one?
And Tanger.
Okay.
The OG first Sakai's are in there. Not the fire colorways, but some of them little lesser colorways, but it's still a fire model. All 3 undefeated patent leather Air Force Ones.
I say I was gonna get them.
Fam, ASU dunks, Miami dunks,
and just sit.
Jordan 13s, Jordan 12s. I'm talking actual things that we would consider undeniable bangers. Just sitting on the shelf. Just chilling on the shelves. I'm sitting there like, yo, these Air Force Ones, I don't wear Air Force Ones, but I mean, I'm sitting there like, I think I got 9.5. I'm looking, and I go, Greg, get out. Quick.
I'm probably going to go tomorrow.
Fam,
need to.
Actual heat. It's no longer like, let's see what we could scrounge and find at the LA. No, bangers in that joint. Close too.
I can only imagine what the Nike clearance store in Tempe has in Mills Mall.
Fam, I couldn't imagine. That's where cats used to really find some
stuff. That's where I got some stuff from.
Fam.
Yeah, but you got to be like between a 8,
on a Wednesday.
8
Not no more.
and a 10.5.
Not no more. Now you just got to have feet.
At that store, yes.
That's it now. I'm telling you.
I'm talking about Mill's store. Mill's store had heat if you were between an 8 and a 10.5. They didn't have nothing for 11
I
and bigger.
returned UNC Chicago's thinking, ooh, somebody going to come up. I went to go look. There was only about 5 pairs already sitting there returned. I was like, Khaled's still in there. Like, now they small sizes, but like, they in there. Like, they... insane. Scorpions are in there now. Fam. Cat's good. But back to the thing, like I said, I ain't paying $300. I'm not paying $220. I'm not paying $250. Right. I don't want to pay $220. I don't want to pay $150. That's why Dunks and Vans, they hit you with the $110, the $120.
If you said
you got a little hookup from somebody,
I could do a $150.
If you said do it. Okay, so when your little Vans equation that I'm talking about, if you said I'm not wearing 17s, I'm wearing Vans, I'd be like, okay. But when you say dunks and that,
no.
You know what I mean.
I'm not saying I'm not wearing dunks. I'm just saying that, like,
yes, you just said you bought a pair. I understand, but don't disparage it if you compare it to something you're not disparaging. Because 17s is different. We ain't wearing 17s. Even 5 years ago, we ain't wearing 17s.
I think that's Skate's favorite sneaker of all time, which is insane. All right, Skate has everything, and he loves 17 lows. But $300?
That's a lot,
fam. $300? I couldn't imagine going in there without tax. Come on, fam. Y'all smoking sticks, huh? And what's crazy is it ain't hurting. It's fam. They get Jordan 4s. What are Jordan 4s now? Military 4s? What, $250? You said that picture?
$215.
The white and blue.
Oh Lord.
I mean, it's not coming out till next year or whatever. But
they want $215.
I mean, but when the box shows up,
but I ain't paying $215
store.
Anyway, Joe, what come out this week?
They'll be in the box, but they won't. I'm not going to the store.
What come out this week?
Let's see. Oh, I finally got paid out today. By the way, it only took like 6 days.
I thought you meant from work. I thought we got our bonus.
No, well, I'm assuming that's Friday, and if not, then we should probably pick it. And we won't be the only ones either.
I told Rosie, I said, be on the lookout, because I don't know when it's coming, but be on the lookout.
Oh, and mine's supposed to be a little bit higher than what they put on there because, anyways, I'll explain that later. So hopefully it's bumped up a little bit.
Rosie was like, you don't think that's important to know? Rosie, hell, I just go to work.
You should get a bonus and a raise.
Fam.
Not quite like UPS drivers, but.
I'm about to be that part-time. Shoot, they out there making that much money.
Shout out Jim Malloy. Jim Malloy still work for him?
Yeah. He may be retired now.
I need a loan, huh?
Shit, I'm about to deliver my own packages to my own house. Drive the truck home.
You gonna search at the factory, at the fulfillment
That's
center.
real.
Where's
Y'all will
mine?
never lose a package of StockX or nothing. I guarantee it.
Billie Eilish collab, Alpha Force 88 is coming out in 2 different colorways.
Yeah.
Came out today. She was fired. I just don't understand a Billie Eilish thing. Like, those are Barclays. Like, I don't understand. Like, is Barkley not enough to sell? Like, does Billie Eilish push sneakers that came out in 1988 like that? Like, come on. What are you talking about here?
Apparently, Crocs is doing a collab with Mischief for a yellow big boot.
I hate them.
Them just toys. If them joints was $65, they're awesome. Them joints are $350. They're stupid.
Has this been on the calendar for a long time? Because I heard they were doing a second pair, but I didn't think it was a collab
I seen
with
cats
Crocs.
like wearing them in like Paris Fashion Week or something like that. But I thought it was just a one-off.
They're always in sport mode.
Wearing something like that with holes that big is stupid.
Your toe gonna pop out, no? Air Max, I don't know why I said Air Max. A Penny One middle school collab. I don't know what the significance of that is.
I forgot what the middle school's called.
Leicester
you know what? I
Middle
actually
School.
wrote it down.
I assume where Penny played, or
Lister Middle School. Is that what it's called?
Leicester.
Oh, Leicester. I don't know where Penny went to middle school. I don't know where Penny went to high school. Like, we know where Penny went to college. Like,
It was in Blue Chips.
I love that movie. That movie was so ahead of its time.
Blue Chips was kind of whack.
Nah.
I don't know, man.
Blue Chips.
I enjoy watching it, but it was kind of whack.
Like Blue Chips, the program classics.
If you mix Blue Chips and He Got Game together and make the ultimate recruiting basketball, they would be fired.
I love He Got Game.
He Got Game was too much for me at the time. I was too young for that. It was too serious. I just wanted to see crossovers and dunks. I don't want to be talking about having no baby at no young age and all that stuff.
Uncle Jake.
That stuff was way too heavy. Denzel killed the mama. Denzel killed the mama in the kitchen. You know, he slapped her up. Then he went. It was too much for me. I just wanted to see crossovers and dunks.
I might watch it tonight with my He Got Games tomorrow.
Dunk Low Sequoia.
Seen one, you seen them all. I feel like they've used that Sequoia colorway on like a trillion. I don't know.
All right. Fireberry Scorpion.
Scorpions are like,
I don't know none of these shoes.
Scorpions are fire though, but they're at the outlet right now. I ain't paying no $250 for a Scorpion.
There's a couple women's Jordan 2 lows coming out, Varsity Royal and Sky J Orange, whatever that means.
They do got 2 Jordan lows I want. I want them to go on sale though. Those Carolina ones that came out this past couple of months, and that
fire.
white blue, the sail laces. They come with the sail laces.
Sail lace.
They
God.
fire. Woo.
Man, them Royal Lows is okay. Fam, I don't. Are women really wanting to wear Jordan 2 lows? Like, am I missing out on something now? Like, I just don't know women that are like, finally a women's exclusive Jordan 2 low. Like, and every single time I say this about women on the podcast, somebody, yo, what do you talk about? Women want them. And I'm like, a woman really said, why won't they make us Jordan 2 low? I don't get it.
They always go on sale.
I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
You don't look at me. You're asking the wrong person. I know Hannah doesn't want it. All she wants is Dunk Lows and Vomeros. That's it.
And everything yellow.
Yeezy Knit Runner Fade Onyx. I'm sure they've made that 12 times already. Sorry. Adidas Knit Runner Fade Onyx.
That's a lot of Yeezy. You might just say all Yeezys. You don't even say it. Just say Yeezy pack. There's so many. So many Yeezys are getting ready to drop.
Does anyone know why is Kanye shoeless all the time? Is it like
was he in Italy barefoot?
a protest thing? Why is he barefoot in every picture now?
That's around and step on something, get an infection in your foot. You're going to have to get your foot cut off.
He's so complicated. Like, I'm glad he's not talking. But then when you see him, you're like,
yeah, like,
what's up, man?
Like, why are you barefooted in the city? Ground nasty. He should walk barefooted in Portland.
He came out on stage with Travis Scott, and it was like, oh, shite, and he barefoot. You're like, what you doing? Huh? Like, you just be like, oh, Kanye, what? Like, oh, Lord.
He do weird.
Man.
Adidas Boost 350 V2 red stripe.
I may try for that one, but fam, there's Yeezys that released and they sitting on end, like they're sitting on there. So
I believe it. Women's Air Max 1 Pale Ivory, pretty nice.
I'm sure it's nice.
There's a Puma coming out for you. Rip and Dip collab, suede Regal Blue Puma.
What's Rip and Dip? Candy?
I have absolutely no idea.
No thanks. Oh, but see, we got a Puma guy. Like,
I'm just saying, if you on the Samba wave, those are definitely in with the Sambas as well.
Only on one pair of Pumas.
I own, I don't know, 6. Some Kith collabs.
I got a Rude collab, and that's it. I love them though.
That's how you know when like Kith was, and you copping Puma Kith collab.
You seen the picture? Apparently, they tore that store up.
Of what?
The one in Soho.
Why they tear it up?
I don't know. Five had posted it.
Maybe X-Men did it.
I mean, not on the outside, the inside of the store, like they're renovating it or something.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought you meant like somebody in there to tow it up.
No. He
Like,
posted
like
a picture
fight.
of like construction on the inside. I don't know.
I mean, shoot, he probably building his own statue. Who knows, man? He seems to be the only one doing something.
Nah, Union's doing some stuff, and
They're not doing enough though.
And what's the East Coast, Pittsburgh / North Carolina man? What's them cats?
Eastside Golf?
No, man.
Oh,
What's the they do a bunch
oh,
of-
I'm a Meniere?
Well, them, yeah, but that's I don't know. Was that who I was thinking of? Yeah, maybe that was
That's
who I
who
was
you
thinking
thinking of.
of. Nah, they're Atlanta. There's another one.
Joe Fresh Goods? No, that's Chicago.
In Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
There's
Slade.
another one. Huh?
I don't know. Concepts?
Not Concepts.
I don't know, man.
I'm a Meniere that's one. Yeah, them in Union.
I'm a Meniere stuff is like, I'm talking, you want to start at the top with the 3? It's just been like this.
I think those 4s are so
They just shoot.
You said something goes over the 3. What are you talking about? You said something recently was better.
Yeah, I said the 5 has that potential to be better. It hasn't come out yet though, so let's not, but I do feel like it may be better than the 3.
4s were better.
No, you definitely smoking sticks. Them
I'm
4s
gonna have to go back and look at. I'm gonna have to go watch the video.
They are aight.
Nah, because you said something controversial.
I said them 5s may be better than the 3s.
We'll see. Vivid Sulfur Women's Dunk Low Twist, the one with the like extra padding or whatever, and the I don't know, looks futuristic. It's yellow. Look at his face.
Sulfur.
Air Max 1 Deep Royal Blue.
Them is all right, but I don't understand why the swoosh is black. Like,
I think that's how it was originally made. Not like original, but whenever it first was.
oh,
Yeah, I don't think it was like what year was it? 87?
87. No, that one had gray swoosh. The red had gray
All the original
swoosh.
ones? Yeah, okay, yeah. So I don't think it was an 87 original, but I'm pretty sure it's been made before.
Interesting.
Asphalt Gold. These are actually kind of nice. Asphalt Gold A6 EX89, the ones that the Ronnie Fike did the
Them is fire.
collab with.
EX89 A6 fire.
This is up your alley.
I'll pass.
Look at you. You trying to tell us how different you are now. You talking about you passing. I might have to buy these.
Now they're on some 1130s. Yeah, I've been wearing the hell out them. I've been wearing them so much.
I've been seeing them 1130s a lot.
There's no pairs for sale on GOAT. Okay.
That's rare.
Yes.
Asphalt Gold still exists? Dude, they had, you know how long ago that was?
All these stores exist because they sell clothes. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah,
like,
but like, I see somebody wear an LRG shirt a few days ago, and I was like, I'm sorry. And it's new. Like, I looked it up. LRG still makes clothes. I had no idea.
they probably own a dispensary, though. That's why.
It was a weed shirt, though.
Yeah,
I ain't
Lift
with
Your
LRG
Research
since
Group.
college.
Me neither. I used to love
I
LRG.
think
their
LRG with
shirts-
the
I think
Timbs. You
their
couldn't tell me
shirts
I
were
wasn't
made
from
out of
New
hemp.
York. You couldn't tell me I wasn't from the East Coast.
It's crazy, boy. I remember when Nelly came out, boy, I swore I was from St. Louis for a minute.
You had with the multiple do-rags, the headbands, and all that.
Band-aid on your eye.
Air Force One Low Bronx Origins. You copying? You from the Bronx, though?
I was from there too at one point. I mean, it should be Air Force One. You're gonna represent hip hop. Like it should be Air Force One, or a Stan Smith, or not Stan Smith, a shell toe,
yeah.
and that's it. And, you know what? You know what? You said Air Force One? Let me go back for a second real quick. Now, I do kind of understand what you were saying about treating the Air Force One like a luxury good now. Because I seen this cat wearing a Chrome Hearts t-shirt, which was about $500, and some like jeans that are probably like $1,000, and then Air Force Ones. And I was like, why did it, like, it went from expensive to just Air Force Ones. And I was like, okay, I kind of understand George's point with that. But what's his name? And shout out to the homie Chris that sent me that picture too. He was like, yo, I'm catching up on the podcast, and y'all talking about Air Force Ones being worn as like luxury good. That picture I sent you, DK Metcalf, he sent me that picture, him wearing them shorts and them Air Force Ones in that wedding.
Yeah. Wearing the suit,
stuff.
like
he looked
shorts.
Fam.
He looked like when LeBron wore that suit with the shorts.
The Tom Brown suit. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Now, if you do that and then you do like
That's
loafers, no
though.
socks, I think you could do it.
No. You wearing that in the tunnel to the game is one thing. Don't come to my wedding wearing that.
But if he's not in the wedding, I mean,
No. All right.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm about to send it to you, Tim.
You don't want nobody dressing better than you, anyways. Someone came to my wedding in a tuxedo. I said, man, what you doing, huh?
No, it ain't about looking better. Like, if you look in the mirror and you go, yo, I'm about to get this fit off at my wedding. You ain't gonna be in no pictures of my wedding. No.
Well, everyone's gonna try to get
No.
No.
You gonna come looking sharp and looking nice. That's different. But like, you decide I'm gonna wear a short set tuxedo, Air Force Ones, and tube socks.
Okay, I'm not
You're
talking
not
about
getting that off in my
I'm not
wedding,
talking about sneakers. It shouldn't have been sneakers regardless. It should have been like if you wear loafers or something, that's fine.
Not even about sneakers. Not even about that. It's the shorts.
His shirt wrinkled.
I understand what you're saying, but it's still partially about sneakers because that's even more ridiculous.
That's fine. But also, don't come to my wedding wearing like a neon green suit.
Why is his shirt wrinkled?
Ma'am. See, that's my thing. I understand you got your own personality, but your personality is not going to shine at my wedding. And I'm not saying outshine me, but I'm not going to have pictures, and the picture isn't about the groom and the bride. To me, the picture is about the whole thing. If I see a man in the back wearing shorts, and that's all I can focus on when I see these pictures. You come to my wedding, that's fine. Get your fit off, but you will not be it. I will tell the photographer, hey, yo, him, no. And you will cancel out your whole table in pictures if you at the table sitting with them. I'm not doing it. Don't come to my wedding with a top hat on and a neon pink suit. You can come through with a nice little light pattern on it, but you will not come to my wedding to get your fit off like that. I don't care if you think you are a rock star. You're not coming like that. You come without sleeves on your tuxedo, hey, buddy, I appreciate you coming, but you're not going to be in none of these pictures.
That's why you got to have dress codes at the wedding.
You're not going to be in none of these pictures. Navy blue, black, and brown. Now, you want to, whatever you want to do, mix it up. A little plaid, a little pattern, maybe a little dot. That's cool. But you come to my wedding with a yellow shirt with no undershirt and fam.
It's tacky.
No, you save that for Paris Runway Week or whatever you do on the weekends. But you ain't doing that here at my wedding. Man.
I feel it depends.
Sorry.
This is a hot take. I just feel it depends on the wedding couple.
Maybe.
It
also depends on where you live. Now, if you in the South, it's a little bit different.
It still looks ridiculous.
It still looks ridiculous, but I feel like people understand the etiquette of it.
Like Greg at my wedding, I'll never forget. My little cousin had on a polo shirt, some jeans, and some polo boots. Fam, what are you doing?
Yeah, no.
Fam,
you
what are
can't
you
do
doing?
that, though. Now, I know he a kid.
I'm like, fam, what are you doing?
And I get it. But to me, that's somebody's responsibility to go get my man's a little dress shirt, a little slacks or something like that.
It never fails when you're at a black tie wedding. Someone there with some tennis shoes. What are you doing? This is a black tie
you not
wedding.
wearing sneakers to my wedding. Now, if I say ahead of time, yo, we all wearing sneakers, you knock yourself out. Now, I would never, all right? We've talked about this before. I would never wear sneakers to my wedding. Now, you got a little suit and sneakers event, something like that. Cool, I get it. But my wedding party, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. You could throw on some dress shoes, guys. It's okay. It's okay to throw a loafer.
Well, wedding party is different. You talking about just guests versus wedding party? That's different.
Somebody was at your wedding wearing Sean Kemp kamikazes, son.
Yeah, but he did that because he knew he had a podcast. That's the only reason he did it.
Oh, wow. I ain't gonna lie. I wore Stan Smiths in my own wedding.
Huh?
I wore some all-white Stan Smiths in my own wedding.
No, with your tux?
I wore a seersucker suit.
Wait, when you got like Mary?
Yeah.
Seersucker is a little different.
I got married outside. It was hot. I don't know what me and my wife were thinking. June in Thibodaux, Louisiana, super hot. But I
can't believe.
Stan Smiths.
But I'm actually kind of shocked you would do that because you like to dress. You put on a double-breasted blazer and some wingtips and be
any chance
outside.
I get. Any chance I get. But man, I think since we did it in the wife's parents' backyard, it was just real small.
That's different.
Then.
A little low key thing, okay, all right. Because I can't even imagine you even being okay with that.
Like 50 people.
Dress.
Like 50 people at the wedding.
Let me tell you something. Small. Y'all want to see Tim dress? Tim dress. I love to dress and wear a lot of dress clothes, and I dress up every single day at work pretty much. But like, let me tell you something, fellas. You got to get to the point to where you're tying your bow ties. Them little bow ties that you just wrap around your neck that you get with your no. Yeah. If you're an adult now, learn how to tie a bow tie.
I totally agree. Clip on bow ties.
Cats out there with that little tie that like. Zzz,
but I will say this though, some of these
shout out, baby.
Some of these boutiques, the guy out of Houston, what is his name? I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but his custom bow ties, they fire. You can't even tell they're pre-tied.
Is he a kid?
No.
Okay, there's a kid that went on Shark Tank and something in fire bow ties, like fire. And I was like, okay, I don't know if he's still around or not. It was a long time ago, but okay, I like a good bow tie every once in a while. All right, you gotta make sure you got the right collar. That's another podcast. Too. You gotta make sure you understand your collars, your cutaways, your extreme colorways, your class. Come on, man.
Because when someone said, "Tim, that's a clip on," I said, "I beg your pardon."
Fam, you will be escorted out. You call anything I got on a clip on. If you can't tie a tie either, man. Next, other podcast. Go ahead, George. We got to get out of here. We chit. I mean, I'm glad we talking about something because I had no idea what to talk about today.
I told you. I gave you a list. You said wrong podcast. I just went like this.
But yeah, you said he said the list. 99.9% sports.
Tell him the list. It wasn't. It was funny. Leon, tell him the list. It was funny.
This is what I said.
Don't act like it wasn't funny.
It was funny, but I was like, fam.
He just responded with 2 words. Wrong podcast.
Yeah, because
you're a jerk.
All I could think of was, oh yeah, we ain't talking about it. This is what he said. I said, Jordan. I said, we pond this week. He said, yeah. I said, we got anything to talk about? I said, I'm trying to figure out what to talk about. This is what he said. Alabama boat fight. Messi, soccer, NFL player, Pokemon scammer, Mega Millions, women's soccer, ASU going to the Big 12, college football top 25, Adidas Fear of God, and then
don't act like it was small.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz fit. That's
99% of that was
Carson
sports.
Wentz fit, not Carson Wentz in general.
Like 3 different.
Yeah.
We may have to change the podcast to a sport podcast. That's
He's
no
a
joke.
Serviceable backup.
Yeah, facts. But he has to accept that.
Backup.
He has to accept that.
I think he has at this point in his career. I think he has.
I hope so. I hope he says, you know what? Hey, y'all, I get it.
Mega Millions is like 1.6. You go down that list, that's fire topics.
I'll take Wentz on the Cowboys.
No, you won't.
Yeah, for backup.
Now, I do appreciate Cooper Rush. He does his thing, but I'll take Wentz as a backup. Why not?
I was arguing with my boy about the Cowboys earlier. I defend Dak at all costs. I do, because I think we don't put enough context in the conversation when people say Dak is trash. I don't think he's trash. Is he a mid-tier quarterback? Yes, but he's not trash.
Well, we talk about NFL in a little bit. I'll tell you what I got for my MVP.
MVP Mahomes.
That's the easy way out.
I mean, he's if he isn't hurt, he's going to be the MVP.
All right, finish releases.
Jordan 12. I'm just going to say a couple of them. Jordan 12, Field Purple. Why is it called Field Purple?
Field Purple's been coming out every single week, dude. When do they drop? Are they for the Ravens?
Yeah.
That's what you said last time.
Why is it Field?
Who knows?
Yeezy Slides, Yeezy Runners, and another 350. Adidas 350, sorry.
That's what's crazy. We don't call Yeezys Adidas. They're Yeezys. Sad.
Air Max 1 Bronze.
I don't know what that is.
Pink. Oh, I guess they're calling them Barbie Vomero. I'm sure somebody would be excited about that.
I still want to try a pair of Vomeros on.
If it's not Barbie on it, it's not a Barbie Vomero. I don't care.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. Silver corduroy women's dunk low.
I've seen those.
And that's it. There's a bunch of other stuff too, but
you may as well keep it going to the other week because
that's all the weeks. I just
got a ton of stuff.
We'll say it because
Jordan 5 Burgundies.
That's not on here. At least on this list.
The Jordan 1 Unions come out next week.
It's not on here
on the 24th.
I got Burgundies on August 29th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
like the ones that came back like years ago.
Today's the 8th, so we go to the 22nd.
Oh, okay. Then never mind then.
The ones that came out years ago?
Yeah. They retroing, but I guess that's not for a while. So, anyways, shoot, what were we talking about?
Shoes I want, but I'm not going to pay full price for. I want, and hopefully they make a men's version. I don't know about men's version, but hopefully it's made like a men's shoe. Is the Sabrina 1? I want a pair of those, but only for if it comes in the box. Not if it comes at the store. It needs to come in the brown box that shows up.
Sabrina ones are okay, man.
Nah, I don't
like,
do that.
They look like Kyrie's.
They're better than all the men's versions of the shoes they've made recently. That's the thing.
The inside, not the inside where your foot goes, but the like, what's it called? The insole of the shoe looks better than the outsole. That swoosh going down in the back is fire.
Medial and
whatever it's called.
medial side,
whatever.
and collateral and lateral side, something like that.
We already talked about 17s. I mean, I know I put on here. Shout out to Sneaker Savant. Sneaker Savant put up this post about like, is there anything you would change in sneakers, sneaker culture, or sneaker brands, or whatever to make the culture better? I seen a bunch of people answering that question. I seen another podcast talking about it that's in the UK and whatnot. And you know, for me, honestly, there's nothing I would change. Like, I feel like sneakers are exactly where they're supposed to be right now. Like. And I've always said this about sneakers in general. It's going to be determined on how we treat it. If you treat it, it's like sneakers, and I always equate it to this. It's a legit addiction. When you get so high off of it, you got to crash. Like, I'm crashing now. Like, it's like sneakers, like, what are you talking about? Like 200, 150. Like, I'm crashing now when it comes to sneakers. Not to say that it won't come back, but like as I get older and older, I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I had told Tim before the podcast started, we had a housewarming party. A housewarming party is the perfect atmosphere to throw a sneaker on. It ain't too much, you know, somebody probably barbecuing, you know, you got some whatever they doing. I put some sneakers on. It was like, man, get these stuff. And I put some loafers on. Like I couldn't figure it out. I felt so uncomfortable in them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know if it's just age or you're just trying to give off a certain look. Like, you know, I feel like with my gray hair coming in a little bit more, my hairline is obviously ain't what it used to be. You know, it's like
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, it's like these things where you go, and then, you know, my wife, you know, she dresses up a lot, you know, for work and stuff like that, and you know, so she's kind of in that mode of like being a little bit more dressy in certain things as well, and it's like you don't want to be too far off from her. Like, you could look like wearing a pair of Jordans and some like hoop shorts and whatever, and your girl looks beautiful. You could look like a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah,
you gotta kind of meet somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Like, to me, I feel like there's nothing that should be changed or could change. You know what I mean? I feel like if we stopped being so greedy, it wouldn't be so bad. Like, the fact that people are still like, must cop, need, oh my God. If you're calling somebody brokies over a $300 price tag, just cooked. It's seriously cooked.
I kind of compare it to music because we are all right, I'll say for now, because we all kind of grew up in the same era. When we were younger, like those Illmatic, those All Eyes on Me, like that album lasted you for years. And I feel everybody just wants the next thing. Like, as soon as you cop something, you want the next best thing. And that's why I kind of, you know, I'm trying to put pieces together with music and sneakers. Once you get something, you want the next best thing. Nothing marinates anymore.
Never. That's a good analogy.
It just does. It's like, like, for example, you hear the new Travis Scott album, you gonna replay it again?
Fam,
you're waiting for the next thing.
I played it when it first dropped, and I was like, I think this sucks. And I was like,
it's one song now, like the song with West Side Gun, but I'm biased. I love Griselda, but that song with West Side Gun, oh my God.
Like, I was like, I think this sucks, but then a part of me felt like I shouldn't say it sucks because nobody else is going to act like it sucks. Like, even if it sucked, nobody will actually act like it will. They'll act like it's the greatest thing their ears have ever touched. Like, you know, but like, just like you said, like, and I guess you could equate that with some sneakers. Like, you throw in a Jordan 1 OG. That's why you buy a black Tolo. Like, some of those are like your Illmatics, your All Eyes on Me, your, you know, your Masterpiece, you know, your things like that. Like, they're those like timeless things where it's like no matter when you throw them on, they aight. Whenever you throw that music in the thing, like, hey, you understand the vibe. You know what I mean?
Timeless.
With the music today, I don't even take the time to learn it or understand it. Like,
I try, it's just not for me.
You
and
know,
I don't slander it. I just know I'm
It's not me.
Yeah, it's not
That's
mine.
it. Like, I can't do
Like the
any
little
of the
babies,
dances.
the babies,
Yeah, like I put some Brandy on in the car for the kids. Some I Want to Be Down. And I was like, this is some singing. This is Brandy. This is singing. And I started doing the Bankhead. I was like, that's the dances I know. I don't know all this crazy stuff and rocking. I don't know all that right now. Now look, some of the music and stuff with the beats right now, fire. Some of these sneakers right now, they fire. But guess what? When you have been in it for so long, it's hard for you to be like continuously, this is fire, this is fire, this is fire, this is fire. It's okay to let that stuff pass. That's what I feel like happened with us with the Jordan 1, the lows. It was like, once you got a Bread low, Royal low, Shadow low, he got Chicago low, what else could you really do? You could drop a couple that like pique our interest, but literally since we had all those, it was like, if you're not going to retro the Chicago low, then we need a black toe low. Now that the black toe is finally out, I don't think I need any more Jordan 1 lows. You know what I mean? And the dunks, I get it. I see cats in the New Balance 550s. I get it. I see them in the dunks. I get it. It's just for me at this stage, I'm like, am I trying to fit in with you? Yeah. But like in my mind, it's like, oh, I've been one of those. But it's like, they don't care. Like, these are ours now, old man. If I see you wearing them, like, you know what? I had this dream that I put on fire sneakers and stuff, and these cats were like, oh, you watch Atlanta?
Yes.
Did you watch last season of Atlanta?
I didn't.
Okay, I'm in the middle of it right now. There's a scene in this one episode where these young cats is disrespecting Ern's father. Like, they goofy in the mall. And they're like sort of making fun of him, like whatever. And they call him OG and stuff like that. And I had this dream that I was wearing this fit, and all these young cats was like, dang, yo, OG fit. Like, they started hitting me with too much of that. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm like the cool grandpa dressed up. That's what it made me feel like. Not to say that I'm like that, and not to say that anybody's like that. Like, it's just a little moment right now. That's how I'm feeling. But when I throw on some loafers or some wingtips or something, or like, you know, something sharp, I button my polo with ties on, I feel like the man. You know what I mean?
Feel like Ghost off of Power.
You feel like the
James
man.
Not Ghost, James St. Patrick.
I don't feel like the man anymore when I throw on some dunks and a shirt and whatnot. Like, I just don't. Like, you know. But, you know, like you said with the music thing, it's a good point. Like
this has been a horrible year for hip hop music. Like, Larry June and Killer Mike are the only albums I'm like, okay, I enjoy these.
I have never heard a Larry June song in my life.
I love Larry June, dog.
And a lot of people love him. And I'm like, God. I feel like it's somebody that I should give a shot because he's a Bay Area cat. And that's like home for me. Like, you know what I mean?
I thought I was from the Bay when Larry June came on out here. I was in the crowd like, hey.
Yeah, but see, when I see like 40 at the fight, E40 was at the last fight with Jake Paul and Goofy fight. I was like, oh, that's my guy.
When is Jake Paul gonna fight a real boxer? I don't really follow boxing, but when is he gonna fight like a legitimate boxer?
I don't think he can. If he does, he'll ruin what he has.
Well, he did already, and he lost.
Who did he fight?
Yeah, Mike Tyson's younger brother. What's his name?
What's whatever Fury?
Yeah,
I thought that was a draw.
Nah, split decision, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
but they said it was like a pretty clear loss. I mean, he just. When you're the one putting the promotion on, you
boxing.
It's like, you know, De La Hoya or whatever. They got the judge in the pocket kind of thing.
I don't know, George. You see anything you change, improve, or do you even care anymore?
As far as what?
Sneakers.
Man, just keep making Jordan 1 OG lows up.
See, but you know what? And I will say this too, right?
Keep showing up in the brown box outside Greg's house.
I was like, even with the podcast. George and I haven't done an episode, just he and I, since we came to the new studio. We haven't. And I haven't done that yet because I'm not sure how we both feel.
I don't know if that's right.
No, we haven't. We haven't done one episode in the new studio, just you and I.
No, I think we have.
Zero.
Maybe haven't done
zero
since we went to every other week, maybe.
Zero.
I don't think that's right.
Zero with you and I in here. Zero. I checked. We haven't done it one time. And because I know where George is right now mentally, and I know where I'm at right now mentally. Like, so I have to have somebody in here because it like will energize him and it will energize me. Like, I love this episode. I feel like this is a good conversation. It's fun, sneakers, everything we talk about. But like if it was just George and I don't know where it would go. I don't know because he's not in that mindset, and I'm having a really hard time staying in it. And I hate saying that on the podcast because nobody wants to hear that, but it's true. You know what I mean?
Get older, interests change.
That's a fact. Fear of God got on confirmed that.
Oh, let me answer the question seriously. You said about the shoe stuff. I want to see Adidas actually make a basketball thing. Like, I want to see what the Fear of God stuff is, if it's any good.
They don't care.
Well, I mean, once OG Man was gone from the equation, or whatever he is.
Who?
What do you mean who? You always say who. Yeah, Foghead. What do you mean who?
Jerry Lorenzo.
Once he supposedly don't exist no more, then lost all faith for the collaboration or whatever you want to call it, development or whatever. But I would like to see Adidas do something with basketball. I don't know how many additional ideas are out there. They tried the idea for like the disabled people just to slide their foot in.
Ooh, Nike?
Yeah.
Hold on now. I made all these points.
I understand.
And you trashed them.
No. What point?
When I said that Nike is running out of innovation, I said once people didn't accept your shoes.
No, I don't disagree with that. I'm saying I don't think every idea is done. I'm saying they need to what's the best way to word it? I guess stop going back to the well and create something new. So they tried that. They tried the auto lacing shoes, but outside of the one that's for actual disabled people, none of that stuff's practical. So I mean, like even the Scorpion, that's not a practical shoe.
It's not.
What's the point of that? Make something that's practical, that's new. All these creative people in the world, you got the best design kitchen on the planet. You can create something. But also Adidas basketball. Well, give me a basketball shoe that is similar to a Kobe 8, but
you can't do that. You can't do that.
Well, yeah, you can because I'm not buying Fear God basketball. That's not a basketball shoe to me. Like Fear God Nike shoe. You think it's a basketball shoe. It's not a basketball shoe to me.
Yeah, that one is. But like the Fear of God stuff, I don't think it's actually I have no idea what the Fear of God Adidas is right now. Now hold on now. You can't
Puma did it. Stewie's are good. Yeah. All those shoes are good. You can make something that's low that looks like a Kobe.
No,
and has like boost or has some new technology. You can do it.
When you have to say that about another, and I guess we're talking about Fear of God right now being on the confirmed app. If you have to say, give me something that's something else, you might as well just stick with something else. Like if I'm like Adidas, make me a Nike Kobe. This is my Nike Kobe's.
And it's not really like creative.
Well, you can't buy those. I mean,
well, you will be pretty soon. Like, I mean, they're going to be out there much more available and stuff like that than people think. Kobe prices aren't as high as they used to be.
Sabrina 1, yeah.
No, Kobe 8s and stuff, when all that come out, they're going to be on sitting and they're going to be on shit.
So.
100%.
So speaking of Adidas basketball.
If they release 50 colorways, sure, but anyways.
Who are the Adidas basketball athletes?
Well,
Damian Lillard, James Harden, who else?
They all have their own shoes, but their shoes aren't that great. That's the problem.
Well, now, hold on now. All the new Adidas basketball that's getting ready to come out is stupid fire. The new Trae Young's fire. The new James Harden, stupid fire.
Well, are people gonna cop?
No. The what's homeboy play for Cleveland? Donovan Mitchell's stupid fire.
I doubt it.
All of it is ridiculous fire. But that was my whole point with Kyrie Irving with Adidas. If I was Adidas. We're talking about 5 or 6 athletes that either are becoming hated, become a laughingstock, or they're in super duper small markets. Donovan Mitchell was a great player, but he's in Cleveland. He was in Utah. He's one of those players that like always has to prove himself. I feel like it's like if you said, "Give me top 10 NBA players in the NBA right now," it wouldn't even come across my mind. Trae Young.
Yeah, but you wouldn't put him in the top 10 anyways, even if he played in New York City.
He wouldn't even come across my mind. But the thing is that like there are some players that like you bypass, like Devin Booker. If you say give me top 10 players, Devin Booker won't come across my mind. Somebody would go, "What about Devin Booker?" Oh, shite. Then I will put him in top 10. There are players that like don't come to my mind. Trae Young is the most hated player in the NBA.
Yeah,
nobody like him.
He's kind of went down last year. He was mediocre.
He averaged like 27 points a game, but nobody likes him.
That's not that. He had a mediocre season.
He averaged 27 points a game, and I think he was like number 3 in assists in the league, and I think he was number 1 in steals, maybe.
Nah, he had a mediocre year.
27 a game?
Mediocre?
Fam, let me
go ahead and look it up.
Go ahead.
Damian Lillard, Damian Lillard, we all love, but he's so goofy with where he wants to be and what he wants to be. We're starting to not like him. It's like, fam, do you want a championship or not? Yeah. We're tired of wanting you to win a championship worse than you want to. Like, so it's like with him, it's like,
gotta
whatever.
Leave Portland.
Yeah, you ain't getting it in Portland, and he wants to go to Miami. And it's like, buddy, are you going to Miami or you're not going to Miami?
But I thought Portland said something about we're going to make it hard if you want to trade them. If you want to trade to Miami, something like that.
But if you're an Adidas athlete, you got to give me something to want to buy your sneaker. You know what I mean? Adidas basketball right now has no championship winner. They have one person who's been to the finals, and that's Harden. Nobody else has been to the finals.
So speaking of that, are kids still buying Currys? Like, you know, different players winning championships that's not Nike that I think of?
According to people, Curry sell. But you know what's crazy? And we're going to talk about that thing I said earlier about them numbers, that picture and whatnot. Yeah. But, like, here's the thing that I have the problem with Fear of God, right? Fear of God was stupidly disrespected. I don't know if you saw when it, like, sent the notification that it's on the Adidas app.
No, I didn't see it.
So the confirmed app notification came out. As soon as that notification came out, I think they had just sent one out about sign up for Yeezys that are getting ready to come out. And then you dropped the Fear of God notification, and then the app broke. Like, how long was the app broke for? The app was broke the entire time you tried to sign up for Fear of God.
Oh, yeah, it didn't work.
I was like, fam, they cannot get this Fear of God thing right. It's like, finally, it's on the app. Let's sign up. And
their
the app
app's
breaks.
Always been junk, though, both
the
of them.
app breaks. And then you drop his sign-up sheet the same time cats are on there signing up for Yeezys. It's like, and I know they probably thought, ooh, well, since cats are signing up for Yeezys, we'll slip in the Fear of God thing and get on there. There's no way there's another Fear of God collaboration after this. Just like with Nike. Nike did it one time, and that was it. I think with Adidas, this is it. There's no way, because nothing has gone right with this Fear of God thing. Now, I don't know what Fear of God athletics is. Like, to me, what's going to be that different than Essentials? Like, Essentials is like casual. Like, I feel like I can hoop in it if I want to, or I can lay on the couch in it.
Yeah.
What is this going to have? The same thing with stripes? Like, if you're going to make Essentials with stripes, there is no incentive for me to buy this. And I know for a fact, Adidas is expensive already. I know a Fear of God Adidas is going to be about $250. Facts. Like, it's going to be $250, $230. I'm not paying that for that. I don't think anybody can. I think Adidas has ruined that Fear of God thing. Like, it's not in the forefront. The rollout is whack. I don't even remember the fashion show. They had a fashion show in LA. I don't even remember it. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm telling you guys, Adidas basketball that's coming out is some ridiculously fire stuff. The pictures and stuff we've seen, the Dame Lillard's fire, them joints are fire. Will it sell? I don't know. It's so late in the game to make a fire Harden. Like, he's almost a joke now. It's like, he ain't never winning a championship, it looks like.
I was arguing with cats on Twitter. They said they'll take James Harden over D-Wade in their prime. I said,
they smoking
not
sticks.
Not at all.
D-Wade has the most block shots for a guard in NBA history. D-Wade can do it all. Now, don't get me wrong. Harden is that guy and was that guy, but
offensively,
don't be ridiculous. Like, D-Wade in the first finals with Shaq, he averaged 35 a game. Like, don't even do that. Yeah. Harden in the finals, he's been there one time and he was off the bench, 6-man with the Thunder, and he's been in the finals since. And in conference finals games, please, conference championship, whatever he needs to get to the finals, he can't do it.
Who is he playing with now?
He's on Sixers now, but he's trying to debate, well, they're not going to send him back to Houston and whatnot. Like, that's the thing. If you're an athlete like that and you want to go back to Houston, I'm about getting your money and stuff like that. I'm about it. At this point in my stage, I want a championship and the money. Like, you got to figure out how to get both. Cool. Maybe you got to take only $89 million here versus $100 million. But if you got a better chance of winning a championship, I think I got to take the $89 million. He's made so much money, and his Adidas contract, like, he's going like number 9, 10, 11. Adidas, like, he's okay, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, Adidas has made me extremely disappointed in Fear of God, and I don't know. But that brings up the whole thing where they were the stats where it said that Nike is the number 1 brand in the world, which is sneaker brand in the world, which is crazy. But everybody was sending it to me like, yo, New Balance is that low? I didn't even expect New Balance to be number 8 on the thing.
You ready for the update first before you go into this?
What's the update?
Let's hear it.
Not this season that just ended. So the season before, his 4th year in the league, he shot 46% from the floor. He made 3 threes a game, 3.2 threes a game. He shot 38% from 3-point range, 51% from 2-point range.
That's good.
This year, the one that just ended, his shooting percentage, this is the first time his shooting percentage gone down in his career. So his first 4 years, he was ascending. His shooting percentage went down to 42.9. His three-point percentage went from 38 to 33, and he made one full less three per game. And his two-point percentage went from 51.2 to 47.6. So you go down to his efficiency, it was all worse. True shooting percentage was worse. Assist rate went down 4%. Rebound rate went down 3%. It was a mediocre year for what he had done his first 4 years in the league.
100%. It was definitely different.
That's what I just said. It was
but he
mediocre.
still was balling, though.
The team also didn't make the playoffs, or if they did, I don't remember if they
didn't make the playoffs.
eked in or not, but they went from winning almost 50 games to...
They did play in, and Miami beat them. He almost beat Miami to get into the playoffs.
So they went from winning... Let's see what they won the year
They almost
before.
went to the finals the other year. They went to the...
Yeah, they finished 41-41 this year. They were... Okay, so they were 43-39, so they didn't reduce by that much, but it was a mediocre year for him.
It was. But he still balled out. Right.
Mediocre.
Okay.
George, pull up the stats. George said, I got time. Let me pull these stats up right quick.
That's George Forte, but he refuses to get into sports. Refuses.
Well, no. I mean, if you do card stuff, you have to know what the players are doing, because then you got to know when to buy and sell.
You knew that stuff before you were doing card stuff.
Not as much as I do now, though. I know players that I have no business knowing.
Man, you know who's getting high school commitments.
That's different, though.
Like 20 through 2028.
That's different.
New Balance really is last.
Yeah, New Balance was last. Now, I look at that stats.
Yeah, but that's last amongst, like, those other companies are conglomerates, though.
Well, so the thing is that, so just to everybody listen to the podcast.
I don't know what's the one, Movie Star? What's that? I don't know what that is.
So Statista had posted something about the number one sneaker brands in the world and whatnot. Obviously, Nike was number one. Now, the list is a little bit flawed. And when I say flawed, I get it that there's separate entities of Nike, but Converse is owned by Nike. Jordan Brand is owned by Nike. Like, those three, to me, that's like 33% of that whole chart. You know what I mean? So it's like, technically to me, that makes Adidas number 2, even though it shows number 3. I get Jordan Brand as its own. I don't know if it's
I expected Adidas to be up there, though. Right behind.
Yeah, but I think I was more surprised that Puma and Asics and I don't know who else, not even on the chart. Nobody had ever heard of Moonstar. So I looked up Moonstar. They're on End and stuff, and they look like Chuck Taylor boots, like duck shoes. I had never seen these things in my life, and they're up there. Now, I will tell you this, and I've already said this many times on this podcast, I expect to see some Adidas or something in Target, Walmart at some point. I'm sorry. They're going to have to. I think they're going to have to. I don't mean Ultra Boost. I don't mean like that. But at some point, I think Adidas or Puma or something like that, they're going to have to do that in order to maximize their profits. The hit that Adidas took from Kanye not being there is significant. I thought at least Adidas in Europe was number one. They're not even number one in Europe. It's Nike still. And I'm like, wait a minute. If you're not number one in soccer land.
Dang, Moonstar got the Guess boots, fam.
How much are those?
$230.
$230 for these Moonstars?
This company's been around since 1873.
They look like Chucks.
Them look like
1873, the Moonstars existed since.
I just get the Chucks,
and it's a Japanese company, and Japanese people know how to do stuff like that, in business. Japanese people are very smart in business.
Skechers and Vans are about right. Skechers spend a lot of money on marketing, though. I think they may be the only consistent brand that you see TV commercials.
My mama loves Skechers
on a regular basis. My mom does too.
My mom loves Skechers.
I don't know where you can buy Skechers besides the Skechers store, or maybe Journeys and stuff like that. Or do they sell Skechers at Foot Lockers and stuff?
No.
I have no idea. And are Skechers expensive? Does anybody know?
I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you. Every time I see a Skechers, I just clearly that's trying to look like an Ultra Boost or a Flyknit. But I have no idea a price point of a Skechers. I have no idea besides a Skechers store where you buy Skechers. I know nothing about them, but I do know you see Tony Romo on commercials. Snoop Dogg got Skechers commercials now.
My Mama say they comfortable.
Jerry Rice, I Karl Malone. Like, there's a ton. They spend a lot of money on TV commercials, and you don't see Nike commercials that much anymore. Like, you know, an Adidas one is like rare to see. Like, they don't even try. You know, so I could kind of understand that. Vans, I don't think I've ever seen a Vans commercial. I couldn't tell you the last time. Vans are like one of those shoes where it's not like, yo, I need new shoes, I'm gonna go buy a Vans. Vans are like shoes where it's like, you just need a pair of Vans in your collection. It's like,
I didn't get on Vans until I moved to Arizona.
Really? See, Vans was always like a California thing, so I was always into them. It was like Vans, Chuck Taylors, you know, that California scene.
Like, we wore Chucks, but Vans?
Yeah. I think,
of course, they wear them now.
Yeah, like Vans, I think I got on more here. I was always onto them in California and stuff like that. Oregon, no, like not even thought of. Bay Area, a little bit. It depends. Like, you know, we was doing a lot of moving around and stuff like that, but that was also during the heavy Jordan era, like Jordans and Air Maxes. Like, you know, you weren't gonna choose a Van over those, but you would have a pair of Vans. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. Like, for me, I choose Vans, but like, you know, for a lot of people, they buy a pair of Vans to have a pair of Vans.
All I have is two. Is it?
Yeah, like they're not like, oh, I need these, like whatever. You know, they're not camping out on a site. There are certain people who do, and there are certain ones that I try, you know, that drop, you know, Bape ones, Bones, like whatever they are. But what else is on here? Morningstar, Converse, and New Balance. Was I surprised New Balance was down there?
I'm surprised.
Oh, I was surprised Under Armour didn't make it anywhere because somebody really tried to convince me that Under Armour sells a lot. Now, they may sell a lot of Currys, but I don't think they selling a lot of that other stuff they got. Like, you know, they was like, oh, The Rock sells that all this stuff. Cool. People,
like the apparel?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people wear Under Armour.
Well, this is strictly sneaker.
You're talking about global in that list, right?
Well, I said world.
Yeah, so it's probably not a global brand. It's probably more just a U.S. brand. I mean,
okay, well, that makes sense.
That's probably why Anta and whatever else ain't on there.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes more sense then. New Balance.
New Balance is global in terms of like here, England or Europe, and probably Japan. Outside of that, I don't know.
I don't know either. But what's crazy is like during that New Balance run when everybody was like, yo, New Balance is taking over. That's like all sneakerhead appearance, you know what I mean? It's like we see a few fire New Balances and you like, I don't know, man, New Balance is coming, and they really not, you know what I mean? It's like we just see a few things that have worked for us. Like,
I love me a good pair of New Balance.
Yeah, like there's a lot of models and things that work for us. Like, we've been buying New Balances forever, and you know, we stopped for a while. New Balances ain't cheap. Like $220, $225 for a New Balance is a lot. But they always premium materials. I've never owned a pair of New Balance that I thought these materials are trash. I don't even think that exists. You know what I mean? But I looked at this and said, you know what? I could see New Balance being at the bottom. I was like, wait a minute, what? But I could see it because I was looking from a sneakerhead perspective during them last 2 years, whatever that block world was like. New Balance is coming. Nah, it ain't. I remember Katz was like, yo, New Balance is coming for Nike. I was like, all right, man, like.
I mean, I think New Balance had a good run, but I think now it's more to, you know, their crowd, their fans, like the people that's been wearing the gray 993s, 992s. Yeah. You know, that crowd. Now, of course, in D.C., like.
Yeah, people tell me that about D.C., but I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like the history of New Balance with D.C. is just so fascinating to me because all the D-boys wore New Balance because that was like the first shoe. That was like $100. Yeah. Like, if I find an article, I'm going to have to send it to you. It's pretty fascinating to me. And when I went to D.C., that's all I saw was New Balance.
Because in, like, the South, like your Louisiana and stuff like that, Reebok classics were heavy.
Reeboks were heavy, like, you know, doing the Juvie days, huh?
Juvie days.
Got the Rees on, huh?
See, like, all that. Yeah. It was heavy on those. And, you know, which is crazy to hear, like, it's the regional thing. I remember seeing, like, something where they were, I think it was Kodak Black, and he was doing, like, a sneaker shopping or something, and they asked him something about sneakers, and he was talking about all he just wanted was Reebok Classics in Florida, like just Reebok Classics in that area and stuff like that, which is crazy, you know.
We wore Soldieries though,
because like if you think of every area, you go, okay, well then, you know, the DC DMV area, they had New Balance. You know, up north you had East Air Force Ones, and the South your Reebok Classics, and like the West Coast to me was your Chuck Taylors and Vans. Like that's how you sort of have to equate it. And Texas was kind of a little bit of everything. You know
Remember
what I
when
mean?
cats? Remember during the Crunk era, they was trying to push felines in Atlanta.
Well, yeah, during that block when it did Forever I Love Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now, felines had a moment.
It did.
But wasn't felines a DC, Baltimore thing? Did you say that, George?
What?
Felines in Baltimore?
The only reason I said that is because my stepdad came to California from that area. That's really all he was like, and they call them felines,
Right.
not
Yeah,
felas,
that's what we call 'em,
felines, and that's
felines.
all he would talk about. And I'm like, and then once we moved to Arizona and whatnot, and he's got big on the New Balance train, but
Felines had a run in Baton Rouge.
See, they had a run in California, too. Now, we're talking about, you know,
they have a model that's like their version of
it's like an
Air Force One High.
Yeah. Remember,
It
it had
has
like
a
the
strap.
little swoosh and a strap across
Yeah,
it.
I had those.
'Cause I wanna
those
say-
in middle school or high school or
The
something.
Feline Hughes run was like 97 in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, like Grant Hill, you know, and see, that's what a signature athlete would do for you. Like, so even go back with the Adidas thing, and that's one of the main reasons why I talked about a Kyrie, because there are people who will buy a Kyrie on Adidas. They would, a Kyrie. And a Kyrie can make other people look at what else you have. That's what Kanye did, I feel, to me. Having a Kanye, I'm coming to buy the Yeezys, and I'm so committed to the Yeezys that I'm willing to take a look at whatever else Adidas has. Like with Sneakers app, and I don't know about for you guys, but for me, with Sneakers app, I'll periodically go in it and refresh it just to see what's on there.
Yeah.
I'll never do that with the Adidas app. Like, I only go on the Adidas app to look for soccer stuff for Cortez. Like, I don't go to confirm, like, oh, let's refresh and see what's coming out this week.
But see, for Adidas, I only get the same thing. It's either going to be a pair of Ultra Boosts or Stan Smiths. That's it.
Yeah, like now, but like it's to where like they've been so stagnant in their innovation. It's where it's like you feel that's all that exists. Like, you know what I mean? It's like Stan Smiths, Shell Toes, and Ultra Boost. That's
I got
all
a pair
you
of Shells,
feel.
just a bait pair.
That's all you feel exists anymore. You know what I mean? The Adidas basketball, it's okay, but like we're not really buying Nike basketball, so that's sort of irrelevant to us. But I'm not willing to give any other Adidas models really a shot.
My wife actually loves Adidas. Like all her workout shoes are Adidas, and her casual wear shoes are Adidas.
Oh, I love Adidas. Adidas to me makes better clothes than Nike. I got so many Adidas. I would almost say Adidas is my favorite brand. I love Adidas, but they just let me down every single time.
They track pants are fire.
They track pants fit perfectly. Their track jackets perfectly.
Yeah.
Like they have the formula. They just don't know what to do with it. That's what drives me nuts about it. Well, look, man, you know, Adidas, like I said, Adidas will always just need to be comfortable with being number 3, number 2, number 3, Jordan Brand, Nike, Nike, whatever. That's it. Adidas shouldn't ever focus on trying to be number 1. They don't. It's a waste of your time, energy, and marketing dollars. Now, you do need to put a little bit more in behind your stuff. If you're going to promote a Fear of God thing, you really got to promote that. Like, that got to be out there. Like, we don't know. We don't care. Like, you're not going to come up with anything that surprises us that we feel like we have to cop. Of course the sneakers are going to sell out those first runs. Maybe. Like, I'm assuming they will. But, like, if those look like other versions of something else, it's like, why bother?
Yeah.
To me. So, anyways, I think that's all sneaker topics. Football. Y'all, I know y'all excited football. Tim is a football thing. Tim also said that it's a point we got to watch football with
George.
you at the bar because he's a psychopath.
Well, so I know we're going to watch a game together this year, but next year, LSU, USC, unless you go to the game. Well, unless you go to the game, we need to watch the game somewhere. I don't know if you planning on going.
Me and Carranza are probably gonna try to go to Vegas.
Okay.
You should go, George. We should definitely make that happen.
It's in Vegas?
Yeah.
Wait, when is this?
Next
year?
Should be
It's
the
gonna be
season
Labor Day?
opener, I think.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
This year?
No, next year.
Oh, this year? Maybe we all should try to go.
Yeah.
I think I saved some cans.
We probably gonna try.
I'm
to
not
go.
against it. I just know what that building costs to get in. Good God. Like
I mean, we could try to sneak in. I have no problem.
Because we were gonna go to the LSU and Florida State game in Orlando for the opener, but
this year.
yeah. But you
Sell
know,
that rookie Don Mattingly card.
But
What
you know,
got?
Yes.
life happens being an adult because it depends on if me and my wife are pregnant around that time. If I get a chance to go to the Vegas game, I'm gonna be
Planning.
honest.
Oh, yeah. You ain't going nowhere then.
Yeah. And you know I like to be outside. Things gonna change when I have a little Timmy running around here, man.
It's gonna change. If you have a boy, you gonna name him Tim too?
Probably not, because I'm the third.
Oh yeah, you got it. Well, I mean, maybe you gotta keep it going.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I never had that ambition to name my kid after me. Like, I mean, I never liked my name. It was Gregory. Now that I get older, I feel like it's fitting. Yeah. But when you're like running around the playground and you're like Gregory, it's like, ew. Like, you know, it's like, I used to be like, I want my name to be Mike or Chris, Jason. I thought those were the cool. And I used to tell my mom that. And my middle name is Eugene. Like, come on, fam.
You got a president named Gregory Eugene
Gregory
Robertson.
Eugene, yeah. Now at this age, it's like, okay, you know,
you definitely they see your resume, you're definitely getting the interview.
They be like, do you prefer Greg or Gregory? Gregory's all right, you know, right now. Now, younger me, oh, Greg, all right.
I still want to get to that Vegas stadium, dog. I do.
I do, but I want to see that big eyeball thing or whatever, that big ball in the middle. I'm going to go see that this weekend. So.
Have you been to the stadium yet?
Nah, it's too expensive, man.
See, I haven't seen any prices for it.
Listen,
I haven't looked.
Like, I kind of feel like Cardinals games are expensive, and I have a buddy at work who has, like, the first row of the upper, which to me is, like, a perfect seat at a football stadium because you got no one sitting in front of you. I mean, don't fall over the railing, obviously, but, like, don't have too many beers. But you got no one sitting in front of you, and you can see the whole play develop from that spot. Like, and it's like right at like the 40 or 50 yard line. You know what I mean? There's none of that. Like you're at the goal line and you can only see stuff that's on your end of the field. But maybe things have changed now. But fam, I looked at prices when the Raiders, because the first Raider season was COVID, so they had no fans. The next year, the cheapest game, I think it was like a non-division game. It was like, I don't know if it was like the Saints or somebody came in from the NFC last year. And the cheapest ticket, like the last row of the stadium, was like $650. Now, they treated that, whatever season that was, maybe it was 2 years ago, they treated it as the inaugural season because the real inaugural season had no fans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the Raiders stink, bro. I'm not paying that much. So Hannah and I paid, we went with the whole family too. Like my brother-in-law's a big Raider fan. So the last year in Oakland, we went and sat in the club level. And to me, that's really the only place to sit in Oakland, Alameda Stadium, because everything else is like, it's like the most decrepit stadium on earth.
It's like
so we had literally 50-yard line. I'm dead serious, on the stripe, 50-yard line, club level for $250.
That's a steal.
I would pay that every time I go to a football game. But you go look in the Raider Stadium, fam, the last row at the top, 600 something. Like, no thanks, because it's not 600 for me. It's 1,200.
I think the most I paid for a ticket when we went to the Cowboys and 49ers game in Dallas for the playoffs, I think we spent $400. We had real good seats too.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, see, we used to spend a lot when we were paying for ourselves at Dallas. We would spend a grip, but then like once that Jarrito started paying for them for us. Them tickets was like $1,200 each. Like them joints was
now like LSU and USC. Neither one of the fan bases are in that city, so maybe it'll be a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Because both sides would have to travel. Like obviously it's shorter for LA or whatever, but like
it would give people in Louisiana like opportunity to go to Vegas. I can see them.
Right. People, LSU travels though.
Yeah, people. But also, like he's saying, that's why so many opposing fans go to Raider games because they treat it like a vacation. You know what I mean? It's not like you're not going to Kansas City to watch a game. You're going to Vegas. So, like, I feel like I would – well, number one, I think the game will be less expensive than a Raider game. But I think, like, my max ticket – because, you know, I got to buy one for Hannah, too. So, like, I think max would be, like, $300. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend more than that on a game like that. Because it'd be different if it was, like, playoffs or national championship game. I'll spend for that. Like, if those two are playing each other in that national championship game, I'll go.
I think you misunderstood us going because wives ain't going.
Oh, well, then you better make that clear to Rocio and Hannah then. I mean, because I know she would want to go. So. Okay, well, hopefully they're listening. Yes, you buy him a plane ticket just in case.
Damn,
fly here on Sunday and bail me out.
Whenever I go out with Rocio or something like that, I ask Rocio permission. Can I do something? Like if I'm about to fight somebody, I say Rocio, can I fight? And she'll say yes or no. I remember one time we was at this bar. It was so I said Rocio, I'm about to jump on the bar and kick off everybody's drink. Are you okay with that? She's like, oh my God. She's like, I mean, if you want to do that, but let me leave first. I said, all right. But luckily I didn't though. Like
if I'm only buying one ticket, obviously my price is higher. But
Yeah,
Still.
sell that King Griffey Jr. rookie card.
See, my wife is flexible when it comes to games. She was like, "Oh, if other wives would be there, I'll go. But if you just going with the fellas, I don't care."
Yeah, that's the thing. Now, if somebody bring their girl and their wife, I'm bringing mine. Like, I ain't gonna be hanging out with you and your wife. Like, I'll bring mine in that case. Like, that's the fact. Like,
because we going to the Cardinals and Cowboys game.
I think I'm gonna have to go to that because I don't think I'm going to Dallas this year. But
why wouldn't you go?
Fam, what a scrapping be at levels.
You don't gotta scrap,
Magnus. Fam, sometimes you just gotta do things. I don't want to, but
no, you don't.
Fam, I wore a fam. I may have to.
It wouldn't be any different if you went to a Cowboys Super Bowl here, because I know it wouldn't be Cardinal fans, but it still would be people ready to scrap. It's an NFL game.
It's different.
No, it ain't.
I've never been to a Cardinals football game without scrapping.
Yourself?
Really?
I've never once got into it with anybody at a Cardinal game.
Myself, no. Close almost every single time, but the fighting around is out of control.
How though? Like, how do you get into somebody at the game? Like, because I don't talk to nobody at the game unless I'm with you.
It's not.
Yeah.
Hold on. See, that's the thing with football fans and basketball fans, right? Basketball fans get into it on purpose with each other. Football fans, a person will pick a person to try to get into it with. It'll be like, you'll see somebody right here just rooting for their team just like this. Yay! And person comes over out of nowhere. Right here. And you just try your best. Something about football does something to something.
I mean, something about alcohol is what you mean.
Well, of course. But hold on. Football too now, because even if you look at Little League football, I mean, shoot, what's his name? Just got
They do it at baseball games too,
and
soccer.
Yeah, he just got they do it at those 100%. But something about football is a little bit more than it is at a lot of other games.
Okay, so don't compare that incident because that's youth sports.
Football,
I seen a man fight an umpire. I mean, that's baseball.
At football, the most of the fights I've seen in person at Cardinals stadiums aren't Cardinals fans against the other team.
Yeah, it's people fighting each other.
I've seen Cardinals fighting. I've seen Cardinals fighting ASU people. I'm like, wait a minute, he's wearing Sun Devils gear and you're wearing Cardinals gear. What are you guys fighting about? Brawling. And then I see these Giants fans like trying to jump in. I'm like, fam. I see wives holding people back. 49ers Cardinals? Oh my God. It's war zone.
Now, when I went to the 49ers and Cowboys game, so the 49ers fan was in front of me. The Cowboys fan spit on him. I said, boy.
That's a football person.
That stadium, Candlestick, and now the new Niner Stadium is known as being the worst place to be of any sporting.
You could actually die.
Yeah.
I forgot which game. I think it was a baseball game where someone got damn near beat to death. Was it a Dodgers game or a Giants game?
It was Dodgers Giants.
Dodgers Giants.
You can die that with that too. All right, depending on what that is.
But see, it's not always. That's the thing is like you ain't gonna have a fight if it's one sided. Like if someone's yelling at a nerd and the nerd just puts his head down and walks away, no one's gonna fight.
I've seen it.
No,
I've seen it.
It's
they
impossible.
will push you to the limit until you decide to say something back. You don't gotta physically fight. I've seen the people where they're just like, hey, it's like, no, let's keep walking. And as soon as you go like, yo, bro, what's up? Yo, what's up there, bro? It's on. They wait for you.
I don't know what games
I've seen it.
I guess for me, long as you don't say nothing to me, my wife, and you don't get my arm reach. You getting arm reach? Yeah.
You go to Philadelphia Cowboys.
Well, I wouldn't go to an Eagles game. I wouldn't go to an Eagles game.
We went to Cowboys, Raiders, and Raiders Stadium. Raiders fans was talking crazy, but like they were waiting for you to just engage. The engagement gives them the go. You don't got to touch them. You ain't got to push. You ain't even got to say nothing. They say, F you, Cowboy fan, your wife is this, blah, 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 blah. And you go, what? Soon as you say what, it's on. It ain't no face. It's on. It's on. All right? And I ain't got time for that. I feel the exact same way about Cardinal Stadium, to me. Because Arizona fans, to me, are some of the worst fans in sports history.
Really?
Period. They don't have any sense of reality. They love talking about how trash everybody else fans are, Cowboys fans, but they're the same way.
Yeah.
Cardinals got to one Super Bowl, and they swear they got a chance every single year.
Honestly, I feel you could say that about most NFL fans.
Fam.
All the fans are super ridiculous. Like, I can only imagine. I know Rico listening. I can only imagine how ridiculous Jet fans are going to be this season. I can only imagine.
But you know what? I feel like they've earned it. They've earned the right to be ridiculous right now. Now they give them a ridiculous season. When you suck and you're ridiculous, fam, shut up.
I feel Aaron Rodgers feels so energized now, like he really wants to play.
I almost like him.
Like he wants to play now.
I watch him interview how he's interacting and how he's doing it. I'm like, I think I like him now. When he was a Green Bay,
rallying up the team. I'm like,
fam, he had Green Bay. I'm like, well, I hate his guts, dude. Take no responsibility for nothing, whatever. Y'all got any sleeper teams this year?
Sleepers.
I got me an AFC and an NFC one.
NFC, I want to say the Lions because I am picking them to win their division. AFC, I mean, are they really sleepers? I was going to say the Ravens. Are they really sleepers?
That's the thing. I can't tell what a sleeper is anymore.
You know?
Like, somebody said the Dolphins are a sleeper team. I'm like, are they really a sleeper? Like, they sucked for a long time, and they haven't won a playoff game since Cadillac Williams was there. But, like...
with a healthy Tua in that offense?
Williams. When the last time somebody said Cadillac Williams' name?
I think he's a coach at Auburn now.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Cadillac Williams, and who was the other one? There was a two-headed beast.
Chris Brown?
Huh? Ronnie Brown, yep. I think that was the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game. But it's like they're so loaded, and they started the season off last year? 6-1 or something?
Oh, Tua.
Are they a sleeper?
Man.
If the Commandants were in a different division, I would probably feel more apt to pick them.
I pick them.
I think Justin Fields now has 2 weapons at wide receiver that they didn't have before.
Facts.
So there's potential.
A lot of pressure.
It's going to be difficult because with the Lions, the Green Bay sucks now, obviously.
I don't believe
so
that Lions stuff. I'm sorry. I don't care how much yelling.
Minnesota's going to be okay.
Fam, I don't know why people don't have Minnesota winning the division. I don't get it.
I don't think Green Bay is going to suck like people think they are. I really think Jordan Love is going to show that he's a competent quarterback.
Bro.
Well, he's decent.
Nah, he stinks, bro.
I don't know if he's going to stink, but I feel like this is Lefleur, the coach. We're going to see if he can coach now.
That's funny.
Like, if he can coach now.
Your countryman, Frenchman.
Yeah, because, I mean, if it's like, all right, can you really coach now? Anybody can do and do what he did with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like you can even accidentally do as good as they did. But now can you really coach? You got Jordan Love, who don't nobody really know nothing about, besides a little bit of time here and there and whatnot. Can you really coach? My sleepers, I got the Commanders being a sleeper this year.
Defense
I
is
think
serious.
they may be better than a lot of people think. And then I got the Steelers in the AFC, I guess, but the Steelers are one of those teams where it's like
every single Steeler game is 16-13. Like you don't know if they're gonna win or
but
to
they
the
got
end.
some really good wide receivers. That defense fits Minka Fitzpatrick. They got Thrice. They got JT Watt, TJ Watt.
Their overall roster is not great.
Pickens at wide receiver. They got some players. Allen Robinson, I think, is there now.
But Kenny Pickett got to perform
too.
Now, he hasn't been fired.
He's been on the way down.
Yeah, he's gone down.
Kenny Pickett got to perform.
I think he will.
Well, Pickett's better than Jordan. Jordan Love stinks.
What makes you think he stinks?
His last game he played, he looked okay.
What define last game he played?
Against the Eagles was the last one, I think. Aaron Rodgers went out, I think, shoulder. He came in and was like, okay, like he's showing us something finally. Now, the game he started against Kansas City, it was last year. But the one game he started against Kansas City, oh, my God. He threw like 4 interceptions or something like that.
All his tape is bad. His college tape's not even good. I mean,
mid-season we got to revisit because I really want to see what Jordan Love is going to do.
He stinks. To me.
I just don't believe in the Lions. Okay,
no one does.
Well, why would anybody believe in the Lions?
Oh, wait, hold on.
They had a real good competitive season.
Yeah, they've already they proved they can win. They haven't proved they're like a juggernaut or anything, but they can win.
People are like, watch out. Proving you can win, anybody can do at any given moment. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Atlanta is like, okay. They okay.
Well,
wouldn't be shocked.
The difference between those teams is the Lions have a quarterback and Falcons have probably not a quarterback.
And for the record, I've always been a Goff supporter and a Goff fan when everybody was trashing him. He got the Rams to the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden they were like, he's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, how?
Whoa. They won a Super Bowl with Stafford, so they didn't make the wrong decision.
Hold on.
I'm just saying, they didn't make the wrong decision.
They made Jared Goff.
I didn't say. Oh, hold on now. Okay. I didn't say it wasn't the right decision to go from Goff to Stafford, but Goff didn't suck. He didn't suck.
No, I don't think he sucked.
He needed time, and he was with Fisher for a while. Fisher sucks.
Fisher is trash.
I think that
hate
Super
Fisher
Bowl,
as a coach.
That Super Bowl they lost to the Patriots, I think, is when a lot of people turned on him.
Showed his limitations.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, New England schemed well.
It's the Patriots. What are they going to do?
I think what it is they have a competent quarterback. They have really good skill guys on offense, and the people trust the coach. Obviously, the defense was horrendous last year. But I think people like the coach, and they have a competent quarterback. I mean, I think that's really all you need in the NFL to win 10, 11 games. And then in the playoffs, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's a full crapshoot because obviously there's a home team and a road team, and if you play the wrong team on the road, you're probably going to lose. But stranger things, unless you're playing Mahomes, stranger things have happened. I mean,
see, the NFL
is there another
weird.
team you're scared of playing in the playoffs besides like in Arrowhead? That's the only team I would worry about. Every time we think the Chiefs are done, we thought Mahomes broke his ankle or whatever in the playoffs last year.
But
Bam, came back in the second half and lit their ass up.
But didn't Jacksonville go toe-to-toe with Kansas City last year?
That was the game he got hurt. And then when he came back, they dusted him.
Yeah, like they were toe-to-toe in the first half. And then at some point it was like, all right, this is clearly you guys are just here.
I'm expecting Trevor Lawrence to really take that leap this season. I'm really expecting that.
So they added a wide receiver too. I can't think off the top of my head who it was, but they added somebody.
Yeah, they added what's his name? Ridley.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It really is good.
So
really is good.
The running back is way better than I thought he would be at the NFL level.
Guy from Clemson?
Yeah. I didn't think when they made that pick, I was like, what is Urban Meyer doing? You already got a running back who was an undrafted free agent who was a Pro Bowler as a rookie, and then you use a first-round pick on a running back when the rest of your roster is that bad?
I'm not a Trevor Lawrence guy.
Well, you don't like any of the quarterbacks. You don't like him. You don't like Herbert. You don't like any of them.
I'm not a Herbert person. And hold on. Hold on. First of all, don't do that. Because Herbert was probably supposed to be the number one draft pick a few years when he was at his peak. And then at Oregon, he got whack. And that's a fact. He got whack, and then he went and he still went. Don't do that, because you know that. He got whack. Then he came to San Diego, and it was like, oh, shoot, he back. Good. But it's still the Chargers. Let me tell you who I will never, fam. Let me tell you, the Buffalo Bills, they're not getting the Super Bowl. I don't care if Josh Allen, I don't care. This is the Buffalo Bills' last chance to get to the Super Bowl. Because Stephon Diggs ain't going to stay there much longer. Some of them cats is going to be out of there, though. They already frustrated. It makes no sense why they can't all the time. I get it. You got to run into the Chiefs, and you run into other I get it.
There's no way they should have lost to Cincinnati last year.
Who knows why Diggs is mad? I don't know if it's because he felt like he wasn't getting the ball enough.
Which is weird.
That doesn't mean that's going to rub off on other players. They'll just replace him with another receiver.
But see, that puts more pressure on Josh Allen because now he's knowing, like, all right, Diggs complaining. I have to force him the ball.
I don't know if I buy that.
Hold on. Allen.
He's too good of a player.
When that pressure falls down on Allen in certain moments, he buckles. He gets whacked.
He's the only one that is literally toe-to-toe with Mahomes every time they play. It always takes a Chiefs miracle to beat them. It's like, what did the Chiefs score in 8 seconds that one game? Fam, they ain't supposed to score in 8 seconds.
When them two play, yes. But against Burrow and them like that, he wasn't that good.
Okay, that's different.
Why?
Because Cincinnati has the best receiving core in the league. So
that's fine, but they don't got the best defense in the league.
I mean, they were up there last year.
They serviceable. They decent.
They got Eli Apple. Well, they don't got.
He gone. He in Miami now.
He in Miami now. Hey, you know why he in Miami? Because Jalen Ramsey's hurt. It's like Eli Apple. You ain't whack, but you ain't no Jalen Ramsey.
I forgot he hurt.
Fam, I got Dak Prescott winning MVP.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
So
I have him winning MVP because he pretty much has to me.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. It's easy to pick Mahomes.
You don't believe that.
I do believe that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do believe that.
And
I also believe if there's going to be a year for the Cowboys, now look, Cowboys going to Super Bowl every year as long as I live. I don't care.
Another sleeper team,
but
too.
this year the Cowboys have to get to the Super Bowl.
I think this is the most pressure.
All my sleeper teams are in the NFC. What's that?
I think this is the most pressure Dak has because arguably I think this is going to be the best receiving corps he has had since he's been in the league.
I'll be the first person. I'll be the first person to say that all the focus being on his interceptions in camp is probably just them trying some stuff out that they may not try.
I totally agree with you. I think he threw an interception at practice.
And
get out of here. Have you never played sports?
I've had Dak in fantasy almost every single year. I like Dak as a quarterback. But, fam, he ain't winning MVP. You don't even believe that. If you don't stop. Now, the year when he broke his leg, he could have won MVP because he probably was playing the best and the quarterback in the league. But he ain't looked the same since then.
First of all, that was only 2 years ago. Okay.
Man.
Like, you act like it was like, yo, boy, in 91 he was on.
As a fellow Cowboy fan, we will only go far as Dak take us. Now, we will have a top 5 defense in the league. That is a fact.
Maybe top 5 front 7.
No, top 5 overall.
Look,
top 5 overall.
I got Dak winning MVP.
You don't
All right.
believe that.
I got Dak throwing 30+ touchdowns.
He's not going to play better than the quarterback in his own division.
Who, Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
That's debatable. We'll see.
I agree with that. I
Played
agree
really
with
well.
Greg on that. That is very
really
debatable.
good. But hold on. Regardless of how good Jalen Hurts is.
And the guy he named is the sleeper for MVP.
Who?
Ravens. Lamar.
We'll see.
Sleeper for MVP.
Yeah, we'll see. Lamar Jackson.
You
That's
want a
another
sleeper?
team.
That's a sleeper.
It can't be a sleeper.
And see,
Lamar can be a sleeper for MVP. Nobody talking about him.
He's already won one.
And when people like to compare
I understand
Jalen
that.
Hurts
Then he
to
got
Dak,
injured and didn't play well. Now he's back.
First of all, did he get injured or did he just not want to play?
Oh, okay. You see what he does?
Look who Jalen Hurts was throwing to last year.
Yeah, he got stuff.
And a lot of people was blaming Dak for those interceptions. You got Noah Brown. It's hitting him in the hands and it's going off his shoulder pad to the defender.
CeeDee Lamb
Well,
CeeDee Lamb is tied with the second most drops on the team.
But the Eagles were a clear better team, though. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
They were the best top to bottom team in the league, more than likely. I understand
Yes.
they lost to Mahomes.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Yes. But we got Cooks now. We got CeeDee Lamb.
Cooks can stretch the field.
I like
come on.
Dak. You don't have to talk me into Dak. I like him. I just told you that.
I'm talking about
He's
Dak.
not winning MVP.
Hold on. I'm talking Cowboys Super Bowl now.
He don't need to win MVP for them to go to the Super Bowl. You already talking about how good the defense is going to
No,
be.
I know
The
that.
defense
I
is gonna
just
be
picked my
good.
Super Bowl pick right now. I ain't saying they coincide with each other.
I think on
Whacking
paper, Chiefs, 49ers, or Chiefs and Eagles. I think that's an easy pick.
Fam, I love the Chiefs. I do, but man, if somebody don't get themselves together and beat Mahomes, get
good.
your Burrow, anybody. I don't care. Somebody
You
get
just said
yourself
Josh Man
together.
can't.
He can't beat him. I didn't say Buffalo.
And
I'm
then-
talking about the Bengals. The Bengals can.
And I wonder what Cincinnati gonna do because
Too
I
many
think
chances.
T Higgins is leaving Cincinnati because he's gonna get wide receiver
he about to get paid.
1 money next
Oh
season.
yeah, he gonna be a Cowboy.
Nah, he ain't going to Dallas. He gonna be like in
Shut up.
I don't know.
Every year the Chiefs have some new weapon on offense, and guess what? They have 2 this year. The Chiefs got.
Who else they got?
I hate that. I like.
They
the
got
Chiefs.
the kid who was a stud as a freshman at Clemson, Justin Ross.
Justin Ross.
And then the other kid they picked in the 2nd or 3rd round this year, who they said is even faster than Tyreek or just as fast.
All right, man.
I'm just telling you what Twitter says. You did you know who Isaiah? What's his name? Isaiah?
I didn't.
Exactly.
But it doesn't
Did you know who the
matter.
other receiver was? Sky Moore. You didn't know none of them. All of a sudden.
The enemy now is on the Commanders. Be on the lookout.
Yeah, but Andy Reid is the
So
common
speaking-
denominator of.
So speaking of being enemy,
fantastic offense.
so I don't.
Now I'm
even-
not saying he can't coach. My bad.
I don't know why Rivera shit, can't get my words out. I don't know why Rivera did this. Apparently, coaches are complaining about the way the enemy is coaching. They're getting coached too hard. They don't like his approach.
It's because them is clowns in D. I don't like the Commander. I don't like any of them. But I do have them on my sleeper team. But them is some weirdos over there.
Their
The
defense
players,
good.
the owners, they're weirdos. All right.
Oh, another sleeper team. Well, I'm
is
gonna give
Chase Young playing this year?
who?
Chase Young.
That's a
I
great
don't know. I
question.
think they said we're talking about trading them or something. But
Oh.
anyways, let me say, sleeper team.
them
We're gonna see if
dreadlocks.
he can duplicate it. Seahawks. We're gonna see.
I'm
if
not
he-
shocked.
We can see if because they added Smith and Jigba. He's gonna be a stud.
I think they got the Rookie of the Year on their team, Offensive Rookie of the Year. What his name is? Forgot his name.
Secondary.
Smith and Jigba.
Diggs, Adams,
Who?
Seahawks. That second.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That's a sleeper team. All my sleepers in NFC and the low down sleeper at the bottom, the lowest sleeper, Carolina. Bryce, that's my guy.
the only reason why
I
the
love Bryce. I
possibility
mean,
of that
I
is because
like
they're in
both.
the
I like
South.
him and Stroud,
But if the Saints don't win the South,
Yeah, Saints should win the
if
South.
the Saints don't win the South,
every quarterback that's good in the NFL is from LA now, so I got to root for all of
But
them.
I did see
All young
someone
guys.
saying they don't even think Buffalo gonna make the playoffs this season.
Nah, that's foolishness.
I wouldn't be shocked. That division ain't no joke.
I understand that. They're going to make the playoffs. We know how good Josh Allen is, and their defense is good, so don't do that. And teams got to go play in negative 20 degrees in Buffalo.
Bruh.
But they could barely play in negative 20 degrees.
I mean,
sometimes,
he seems to be able to do it.
We'll see, man. Because he's a California cat too. Now he's seen to
Yeah.
somehow acclimate himself quite finely. But Buffalo, it's still Buffalo. It's Buffalo. We're in Buffalo. What are we talking about? Buffalo's a Come on, man.
I didn't say that. I just said they can win it. You said there's no chance.
They can't. It's Buffalo.
So
They can't even get
You
there.
believe in too many. You probably believe in the Babe Ruth curse too. If you didn't see Boston win championships.
Fam, that curse lasted almost 100 years. Like,
So, who are your sleepers for AFC and NFC?
I got the Commanders and the Steelers. I don't know if Steelers count as a sleeper,
I got
but they were
Ravens
so
and
back
Lions.
last year.
I'm gonna go with Seahawks over Commandants.
I'm not mad at the Seahawks. I thought about it.
They're in a tough division too, obviously, but 49ers obviously very good, and Rams aren't terrible.
And I feel like every single star quarterback should play in the preseason at some point. Every single one. All of them.
Really?
All of that sitting out for the preseason stuff and then coming out there kind of flat and whack. It's no. Play in the preseason.
We got Giants.
Play in the
Sunday
preseason.
night?
Come on, man. Let's
Super
do
Bowl
it,
repeat of last year.
On paper, yeah.
man. No Niners? You don't think Brock Purdy going to do his thing?
Brock Purdy is better than people thought, but the Eagles took him apart. I mean, it wasn't even a matchup. Like, I understand he got hurt, but they took him apart.
And I wonder how Trey Lance is going to do.
I think him and
He's not starting, so it don't matter.
Darnold are battling. Who was it? Darnold?
Trey
Yeah.
Lance? Trey Lance not starting?
No, Purdy. They named Purdy the starter today, or on the depth chart.
Purdy the starter. Trey Lance. I saw Trey Lance throw he was like, dude, knuckleball. Beautiful over the receiver. So.
Don't Hard Knocks start tonight?
Yeah, it starts today.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching that when I get home. Hard Knocks.
Oh, it do start tonight.
messed up already? Don't worry, you could stream it on the app.
You
if
right?
You didn't record it.
With the Jets.
No. I mean, I should record it because the Max app is trash. One of the worst apps.
All apps are trash. The worst app, Peacock.
See, I don't use
doesn't even stay on long enough to
I
stream.
don't even know what I use Peacock for. I watched it for the Best
Peacock
Man
got a lot of
holiday
fire shows.
series, but other than that, I don't really.
Peacock got what's it called? What's ice cream?
Gucci Mane?
No,
Master P.
what's the show I just watched with the ice cream truck?
Twisted Metal?
Twisted Metal. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it on a plane.
Was it whack?
You didn't see my text?
It's
It's the worst and best show of all time. It's
a show?
Yes.
Fam, I thought it was a movie.
No.
Fam, let's end this podcast and get the heck out
It's
of
the
here.
corniest show I've ever seen in my entire life, but it's entertaining. And the moments that Mr. Freeze, not Mr. Freeze, what's his name? Ice Cream Man?
The clown,
The scenes
crazy,
he's in it?
whatever.
Yeah. The best scenes.
It's a new show.
Yeah.
What is it
Fam,
called?
Twisted Metal. It
You
was a
didn't play
video
that
game on
game when you were a
PlayStation.
kid? PlayStation game.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Oh, with the clown truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, ice
Okay.
cream truck.
Man.
And what's
Hijacked?
his name man is in it? Anthony Mackie.
How was Hijacked not a one-off? That was the season finale.
What do you mean?
It's got a second season coming.
Hijack on Apple TV, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm on like episode
How
4 or
long has this
5,
plane
but
been hijacked? Where they flying? Australia?
That's funny.
I don't understand the point of the show. Like what? I understand it's about hijacking a plane, but you could. Why is it a series?
I have no idea. Let's get the heck out
The
of
first
here.
4 episodes is like just him trying to negotiate. Like you could have done that in 30 minutes flat, and it took you
It
4
should have been a
hours.
2-hour movie.
The show y'all need to watch if you got Paramount Plus is Lioness. Fire.
What's that about?
What's that? Zoe Deschanel? Not Zoe Deschanel. What's the one who's Gamora?
Gamora.
What's the one who plays
Oh,
Gamora?
I don't know about that, fam.
What?
I ain't got time for no women fighting in the military saving the
No,
day.
she
though.
ain't. Okay, you.
I heard
you
about that
already,
show.
You already.
I saw
you
it.
already
I heard about that show.
No, you
Ain't
didn't.
got time for it.
She's
though.
not fighting.
Well, she looked like she had a walkie-talkie in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, that's
so
not fighting.
Whatever. She doing much more than she physically looked like she could. She's skin and bones. all
You've
right?
already. Number one, she's Gamora. So I don't hear you
Don't
complaining
do
about that.
She, all right.
I don't hear you complaining about
Yeah,
that.
she's a green fictional character. That's different.
But she's not doing what you think she's doing. She's like the team leader who just setting everything up.
Okay, so she ain't out there like fighting 3 men at once.
No,
and all that?
man.
Okay, cool. I'll pay attention to it.
You don't listen.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, I ain't
I
got nothing.
appreciate you. George appreciate you. Let's sneak this. Bye. Ow.